They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252.
MoJo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs, Almighty MoJo 50.
I'm sorry, you caught me right in the middle of, I was just listening to some things here this morning, and I thought, I tend to get these two shows mixed up, and I think you'll understand there's a reason for that. The
feelings from the grass too, and so if we're taking it as our working theory that we all have this stuff, would you like to do this exercise?
This, of course, is the
your own trauma strain,
the angelic initiative.
Problems that are choking you.
Yeah, it's not about enlisting them.
These women wear me out. They freak me out, actually.
The weird thing is, every now and then they say something I tend to agree with.
We're way past that. This is about if they
it's
want
true.
To do that while they
Well, you see, I was actually getting that confused with something else that I was watching and was watching last night. And
oh, yeah.
This is a Netflix documentary.
For every 10 rejections, you get 1 acceptance, and that's how you win everything.
This is Bring Down the House on Netflix.
Knock Down the House.
Knock Down the House. Same thing.
American Dream yesterday. Sorry. I know we brought it from Manhattan.
I didn't have 1 spoon of that.
Yeah, I can't help it.
That's messed up. That's really messed up. You're like so unrepentant about it.
Riley Roberts, who
yes, I did it.
Apparently is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Excuse me, hang on, I'm
significant other.
Significant other, or as they call him, her partner.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. You know what? You're in 2019 when I tell you, okay, partner. Does that mean they live together? Does that mean that he's a business partner? Is that her boyfriend? I don't know why they didn't just say boyfriend, but whatever. So, knock down the house. That is the Netflix documentary on AOC, and who's the other woman in there?
I can't remember, but it was several. There were several of them, but they only followed like 2 of them.
Billie Jean, I think, is her name. Billie Jean, not Billie Jean King. It's somebody in Kentucky.
Rare form of bone cancer. I know this lady had cancer. There's a person in that house that has cancer. And our leadership.
West Virginia, right?
Yeah, West Virginia.
Where all the coal miners are. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, the reason this woman didn't win, she ain't too bright.
No.
Couple that with
she ain't that good looking.
She ain't that good looking. And that was a recipe for disaster for her campaign. AOC, on the other hand, cute. She's getting smarter. She's getting more educated. But if you watch this documentary, Knock Down the House, and I haven't finished the whole thing, there's one thing you need to come away with, and that is she's a puppet. AOC please. Has some money behind her, and I would love to know where that money's coming from. Because she was plucked out of obscurity, and she's like a big lump of clay. She's
literally, didn't it say that she answered an ad? Or was
a casting call more
like
a
casting call, yeah.
And she is, she's molded, she's being formed, she is Gumby. Damn it, I'm Gumby. And I'm telling you, and I've said this before, do not underestimate her. Because she's learning quickly. She's like the cyborgs. It's like they're really kind of clunky when they come out of the mold machine, but then they start learning really quickly, and that's what she's doing. She's learning how to play the system. She's learning she's learning on the job, and she is. If she did not have major money behind her, Nancy Pelosi would have just blink, flicked her away like a gnat.
Oh, yeah.
And Nancy Pelosi is not able to flick her away like a gnat. And there's a reason for that. That's because there's a much larger object right behind AOC. And we'll figure out what that is as time moves on. But the interesting thing about...
Hey, Brad.
Yes.
This coffee creamer is actually really creamy this morning.
Isn't it good? It's it has a unique.
It was kind of thin. I didn't.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I like it.
Very sweet.
Where'd
you find it?
It was in the freezer. We were out of the stuff in the fridge, so I just looked. Somebody had some frozen in the freezer, so I just grabbed it.
Yeah, it's good.
Interesting texture. So AOC's partner, Riley Roberts, who sounds Riley Roberts, King of the Wild Frontier. The first thing I thought of when I saw him was Torben. Is it Torben? Damn it! Why can't I never remember the names on Game of Thrones? Tormund, right? Anyway,
Tormund Giants.
Tormund, yes. He's the first thing that I was reminded of. And there is a giant article on Yahoo, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez boyfriend got a makeover after haters said he looked like a bin raccoon. And I'd never heard the term bin raccoon before.
So they saw him on TV,
yes.
And then they said, oh, holy shit.
Yeah. So he got himself a little makeover. And let me just have a little prediction here. These two ain't going to last that long because he's going to get real tired of being arm candy on her.
I don't know, dude. She's the arm candy. There's no question about it.
That's the problem is that she is overshadowing him. And as a guy, if he has a set, he's going to get real sick and tired of being the
Mr. Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what he is. He's Mr. Ocasio-Cortez. I don't know if he gets a guitar strum or not. Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've cleaned him up quite a bit. If you let's see here, where did the 20 right in through here? So he went from that to that. And if you were listening to the podcast, they neatened him up. They combed his hair. They trimmed the beard, got any small wild woodland creatures out of it that may have been living in there. And they've kind of neatened him up, put him in a suit. And he looks like a brand new man, but he does not look real happy.
What does it say? That he's under the microscope now?
Yeah. I mean, he's smiling. If you watch the Knock Down the House documentary, he's smiling kind of, hey, what's up? He's a hipster. And then he's out there on the streets with AOC, and he just look, his eyes, they look dead, don't they? He just looks like she's looking pretty good right there. And there's the chick in the background there. Whoever she is, she's not bad either. But he's got that dead look in his eye like, oh, man. Because she's bringing in the bacon now. She's, 174? Is that what they get a year?
174. Yeah, I think so.
174 and change. I mean, you could live on that.
She can now.
Yeah. She has, and in the documentary, too, she has her moments when she looks real good and then other moments when it's like,
yeah, she's kind of
not so good. Yeah, she looks.
But it shows her at work at the bar.
Yes, it does. Yeah. She's walking around the bar. She's
scooping ice.
Yeah, pushing that bucket along the floor, and again dissing the whole waitress profession, which I find interesting. I mean, she kind of disses the whole. You're a waitress. I'm a waitress, bartender. Blah. That's work. That's hard work, and you got to deal with the general public, and you got to deal with if you don't do a good job, you don't get tips, and I mean that's truly work. So when she starts talking about the bottom of the barrel and all this, She's kind of blowing it on the base. I'm sorry,
Brad. Is it true that she's the only one from that group that actually made it into Congress?
I don't know. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
If you tell me Kurt Russell dies in the end, I'm going to shoot you.
Okay, I won't tell you.
I can't wait to see, though, if she gets elected. I mean, that's really what I'm waiting to see. So this next thing that I tell you is after learning about her experience in the bar and working as a bartender and a waitress, and I'm calling Bravo Sierra on.
You were telling me this story this morning, and I'm like, who the hell doesn't know that?
This is in the New York Post, and they simply reported on her Instagram and Twitter post. She had a couple of. I wonder if the videos are there on. Yeah, I think it is. Let's see if we actually have the.
Okay, everyone, I'm back in DC, and I'm checking on my collard greens, and look at this. They're huge. So
that's not what I was looking for. She, I can't find. Apparently, it's not linked directly to it. But she says that she flicks on a switch. Oh, there it is, right there in front of me. She flicks on a switch in her apartment, and this is what she finds.
Okay, everyone, I need your help because I just moved into this apartment a few months ago, and I flipped this switch. And it made that noise, and it scared the daylights out of me. I am told this is a garbage disposal. I've never seen a garbage disposal.
She cannot possibly be serious.
She worked as a waitress.
Every restaurant.
Do they not have a garbage disposal there?
Of course they do. That's why.
I've never had one in any place I've ever lived.
What, did you live in a cave? I mean, okay, and maybe I'm showing my ignorance here. Maybe there are some homes, and I'm sure there are some homes in rural parts of the country that don't have a garbage disposal, that, they compost or whatever. But
it is terrifying. I don't know what to use it for or what its purpose is.
She's kidding. I think she's trolling.
She has to be.
She's trolling with this video.
Yeah.
And this has got to be the great trolling experiment.
Exactly. This is what she's using to stay relevant.
Yes.
Because everybody's going to rip this apart.
Yeah. So this is the ultimate. And if in fact it is trolling, it's brilliant.
Oh, it absolutely is brilliant.
Because she will come out. You know what she had to do was she had to call attention away from the entire. Remember the picture she posted of the old white guy next to the freshman woman?
You mean the other Democratic?
Yes,
senator?
And she's trying to whack Republicans over the head. Turns out, that's a Democrat from Kentucky. Sorry. Oopsies. So this is a little palate cleanser, I think. This is her trying to just call attention away from that, get all of the attention over here, put the spotlight on this.
Like food scraps? Like, is this environmentally sound? I don't know.
I just don't. This has to be trolling.
Is this what social mobility is?
This is.
She needs to put her hand down there and see what's making that noise.
Yeah, there's must be something down in there. Reach down in there. You ever seen somebody do that? Oh, it's not pretty. By the way, have you ever used broken glass to clean the blades, sharpen the blades on your disposer?
No.
It works. Little lemon, little broken glass. Yeah. Sharpens up those blades, gets the scum off it.
What do you do? Just throw the broken glass down in there and turn it on and let it bust it into little bitty pieces?
Yep. I wouldn't recommend putting a whole bunch down there, but it. Wow. Of course, I probably should not. I cannot recommend that. Let me back up and say I cannot recommend doing it. I've done it; it works, but I cannot recommend doing that because somebody's going to put it in there and some piece going to fly out, pew, hit them in the face, and then they're going to blame me. So don't do it. I mean, I've done it, works, but don't try it at home. So if that is in fact AOC trolling people, brilliant job. If it is not her trolling the establishment and all the AOC haters out there, sorry, then she truly is an idiot. So it's one or the other. So we've covered our bases on that one. Speaking of Netflix, by the way, I ran across this and I thought I would let you know because, as we all know, it's the final season of Game of Thrones. Westworld will not be back until 2020.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it's only season 3 of Westworld?
Yeah.
Wow, it seems like they've
been around for like 8 years.
I know, and it's only on season 3. But they won't be shooting, or I guess they'll be shooting it this year at some point. It will not be available on HBO until 2020, nor will Curb Your Enthusiasm, nor will Insecure. So those shows will not be available until 2020. You're going to have to wait to get your Westworld fix for a little while, I'm afraid, unfortunately. Perusing over on the New York Post, happened to come across these pictures of, Lindsey Vonn.
All right, gentlemen, prepare yourselves.
Lindsey Vonn's looking pretty okie dokie. She's looking all right. Is she still, she's still skiing, right? I mean, she's still.
Honestly, I don't know. I remember she broke her leg or broke both her legs or something.
Because she does have the potential there to start getting thunder thighs if she's not careful. And by the way, there is a reason I've been looking at pictures of Lindsey Vonn. Because she might. I mean, I'm just saying, she's in good shape right now, but she may have to start hitting the Riddy zone.
Oh, it's a good segue, Brad.
Thank you. It was a reason to. It was just a reason to ogle Lindsey Vonn, really. But no, if you and a lot of football players do that. You know, a lot of athletes after they get out of the game, they start putting on the pounds because they're not out there getting all that exercise and getting rid of the burning the cat. That's my excuse. I just stopped playing professional ball last year, so I've got to start working out again and getting rid of the excess pounds. And if somebody would stop putting Milano frickin' cookies in here, that would help.
I'm going to tell you, there were so many food items back in the kitchen that were left here from the weekend. Somebody's got to look. I hate to throw stuff like that away.
I do too. It's wasteful.
It's wasteful.
You cannot throw away cookies and crackers, especially not Alyssa Milano cookies. You just can't do that. And these are the mint chocolate ones. This is like putting crack cocaine in front of a drug addict. It's just. Riduzone contains the OEA molecule, can help fight food cravings, including Milano cookies. See, and the fact that they start putting the damn nutritional information.
Looks like the bag's almost empty, Brad.
I didn't eat them all. Most of not. I had a couple yesterday.
I might have had a few.
But if you're having some issues, if you are finally ready to put down the Milano cookies, go to riduzone.com, find out if you might be able to add this little secret weapon to your regime and or your regimen or to your list or whatever you want to add it to. Just add it because it not only can help you feel fuller faster, but it also can help speed up that slow metabolism that you get as you grow older, which, again, remember, life's cruel joke is the fact that as you get older and you continue to exercise, your metabolism has a tendency to slow down even further. Damn it. Riduzone.com and always use promo code MoJo. Find out what you can get right there. Riduzone.com. The stewardess is on that Aeroflot jet.
The Russian one?
Yeah. This is, I don't know why I'm surprised, but so the thing is on the runway. There was some video of this thing skidding along and on fire.
Yeah.
So this thing apparently hits the runway. I mean, look at that. I mean, there's fire just blowing out the back end of this jet. And they say everything behind the wings and behind the engine was just, it was incinerated, I guess. Which is kind of blows my theory because every time I get on an airplane, I try to sit behind the wing because they always say that's the safest place to be.
They always say the tail section is the safest place.
That's where you are more likely to survive. But this
so back that up just a second. I want to show somebody. I want to show you something.
Farther than that?
A little farther, yeah. Where that guy turns and looks down that's good right there. Where he will turn and look back towards the beginning of the runway.
Watching all the smoke?
No. Well, yeah, but what you're seeing in the background, folks, is a thunderstorm. And what they believe, if I'm not mistaken, is that this plane was struck by lightning.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, right here. See that thunderstorm back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they believe, that it was an electrical.
That's what
lightning strike.
was it landing when this happened?
I think it was.
All right.
Well, they had lost their radio communications due to a lightning strike, is what I heard.
Right. Well, and how many? Let's see. 40 people believed to have died. Tatiana Kasatkina, 34-year-old flight attendant on board this flight, had to grab people by their collars and push them out onto the tarmac to speed up the evacuation process. She said that a lot of the passengers trying to escape the flames were slowed down by others who were stopping to grab their luggage. Think about that. The plane is on fire and people are trying to grab their luggage from the overhead compartment.
Right.
What the hell were they thinking?
Not getting out of the plane. That's what they're thinking.
And I suppose that I guess that's one of those things when you it's the normalcy bias. You're you realize, I guess, in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind because it's on fire around you. And it's time to get out of the plane because the thing is on the ground. It's on fire. It could blow up at any time. And you think, wow, I sure could. I need my overnight bag. And it's probably, hey, well, why not? I mean, it's right there. I should just grab it. It's right there. If you've got your computer case with you. But come on. When you're trying to escape, 40 people have died, including 2 children and a member of the airline's crew. At that point, don't you just get the hell out? It's just, I suppose it's human nature to try to keep this normalcy bias going on, but it is just stunning to me that she would have to grab people and throw them out the door of the plane onto the tarmac because they basically were clogging the aisles. By the way, according to this article, some people are saying that the plane had an electrical fault. Either way, it was on fire. Either way, people were trying to get out, and they were slowed down because there were those in the plane who were trying to grab their luggage on the way out instead of simply just trying to evacuate the plane. I don't know. I've never been in a plane crash. I've never had to walk away from something like that, so I don't know. But it just seems to me that at some point, common sense just flies right out the window. I don't know, Ram, if you were would you be grabbing your...
Hell no, I'd be throwing people out the window too.
I would think so. To me, that just is... again, it's common sense, but the fact that sense is...
it's common sense when there's nothing like this going on, but you throw stress and adrenaline into the mix, and common sense flies straight out the window.
And I guess it's your brain is, again, trying to make everything normal around you. It's trying to...
Brad,
you're grasping.
What would you do?
I'd be getting the hell out. But then
No, you wouldn't. You'd be putting freaking business cards in alphabetical order. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You'd be out there going,
somebody
line up,
has
line
to
up.
do it.
Tallest to smallest, line up.
Somebody has to do it. Everybody has their little kinks and oddities when stress hits the fan, I suppose. Research on the Journal of Clinical Psychology, 54% of people who resolve to change their ways fail to make the transformation last beyond 6 months. The average person makes the same life resolutions 10 times over without success. Enthusiasm is common, they say. Commitment is rare. But that's what it's all about when you are trying to make healthy lifestyle changes in your life. And that's what the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge is all about with the Rich Solution and Gwen Rich, as long as Facebook doesn't continue to ban her. Go to therichsolution.com or go to the Rich Solutions Facebook page and find out more about the Doc Thompson Healthy Lifestyle Challenge. The reason Gwen decided to do this whole thing, it's her legacy. She wanted to leave something positive behind. She's one of those people. She had the breast cancer diagnosis. She broke her neck. She's had a lot of challenges in life, a lot of family challenges, and she wanted to do something that would be a lasting impression on people, on humanity. I think we all would like to believe that once we're gone, people will remember us for something good. If you're ready to make a few positive changes in your life, go to therichsolution.com and find out about their supplements, the Life Extension brand of supplements. You can read Gwen's story. You can find out more about that. And you can find out more about Gwen's show over on Spoonie Radio. It's therichsolution.com, and this is your Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 F's. Freedom, faith, free markets, and fun. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill on a Tiger Tuesday, honoring Tiger Woods for the great moment he had in the White House Rose Garden yesterday when the president awarded him the Medal of Freedom. Only the 4th golfer to receive such an honor, and it was a touching moment when Tiger thanked his family, especially his mom.
You've seen the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. And I would not be in this position without all of your help. In '97, yes, I won the Masters, and I was there I ended up hugging my dad and my mom. My dad's no longer here, but my mom's here. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
Who among us would not get choked up? Tiger wrapped up his brief thank you speech with a few words about the golfers who preceded him in this award and thank the president.
I just want to say thank you again. This is an honor. I know that I'm the 4th golfer to have received this award. The late Arnold Palmer, the great Jack Nicklaus, and Charlie Sifford, I always called him Grandpa because he was like the grandpa I never had. And I ended up becoming so close with him that I ended up naming my son Charlie after him. So to have been chosen as the next golfer after Charlie is truly remarkable. So thank you again, and thank you, Mr. President.
Nice job, Tiger. Very classy. Now go look up Charlie Sifford. Great story. And you Boston Red Sox fans, call your manager, Alex Cora, and tell him to stop crying and get to the White House. Testudo, my friend. Testudo.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Yeah, I think Free Range Prisoner has it nailed. He just tweeted, I've never had to exit a burning plane after it crashed, but I'm guessing I'd need a change of underwear. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be something a lot of people would need. Larky F. and Farkin, if I was on a plane on fire, my bag is the last thing I'd be grabbing. It is strange what people do in times of crisis. You just don't know what your brain, I mean, I might want to grab my computer. I don't know. It's
not different people react different ways under stress.
Yeah, I mean, because your brain is trying to tell you everything's okay. If you're sitting right there, if your backpack is with you, why, grab it and take it with you, I guess. Mojo Jedi says, Ron, the flight had departed, was returning for some unknown reason. Speculation it was returning due to the lightning strike. Planes are hit by lightning every day without incident.
Correct.
Yeah. And
maybe they just had a hard landing. I mean, maybe it was just they hit too hard. Because you can't see. I don't know that there's any video of it actually touching down. Was it on fire when it touched down?
Good question. Right. And again, Larky F. and Farkin, another brilliant tweet. Milano, terrible politics, wonderful cookies. So true. Want to welcome back to the program Peter Pitts. He is the president and co-founder of the Center for Medicine in the Public Interest. Peter, welcome back to the program. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So a couple of things I want to touch on this morning. First of all, vaping. Vaping and kids. Ron and I both qualify as kids, and we are both vapors. And vaping seems to be, I mean, for some people, and I'm not going to say that it helped me stop smoking because I would admit that I ever smoked, so I won't say that. However, for a lot of people, vaping is one of those things that, keeps them from doing the really bad thing. So when it comes to our kids these days and vaping, are we facing a crisis?
Well, you make an important point. It's important to point out, I think, first of all, that vaping is a really potent tool to get people off combustible cigarettes. It really works, and that's incredibly important. But that argument has been superseded almost completely by our teens and even kids, I guess, younger than teenagers, getting hooked on nicotine, and they never smoke cigarettes, they just got hooked through vaping, and the answer is yes, and that's important too. Mm-hmm. So on the one hand, you've got this important public health tool to get people to stop smoking cigarettes, check mark. Right. But now we're getting kids hooked on nicotine who never smoked, and that's a problem, and it needs to be addressed, and there are a couple of ways that we can get there.
Is this a case of jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire, or is vaping truly something less destructive, less harmful than smoking?
Oh, it's absolutely. It is 100% less destructive than combustible smoking, and that goes for tobacco as well as marijuana. People shouldn't be smoking anything, but we don't want. But nicotine in and of itself is an addictive substance, and it's got its own set of issues. So I think so that when the rules say you can't buy nicotine products, cigarettes or vaping units, whether you're under 18 or 21, I guess depending on the state, these are really important pieces of legislation, and we have to hold retailers feet to the fire, both bricks and mortar and internet. And I'm also thinking now that people that are using vaping tools inappropriately, meaning kids, need to have some pain injected into the conversation. So, for example, if kids are caught vaping at school, maybe they lose their ability to get a driver's license, or they get points taken off of their GPA. I think the pain needs to be shared, not just with retailers, but also with people who are using these products inappropriately.
Right, and with regard to that, first of all, nicotine. I've heard it compared to, and it is a very addictive substance. It's and you don't realize it until you've been hooked on it. I've heard it compared to heroin as being as difficult as heroin to wean yourself off of. I don't know if that's true. I've never tried heroin. So is that what, is it, in your experience, is it truly as addictive as something as deadly as heroin?
Oh, absolutely. Ask anybody that tried to quit smoking or tried to quit smoking multiple times. Nicotine gets a grip on you, no question about it. And that, and that's why you have some people who were initially smoking, and why it took years and millions of dollars to convince people to stop smoking. We're still doing that, but you don't want to replace, one problem with another. That's not the goal here.
Right. And you say you have to cause pain, inflict pain on the kids who are doing it to get them to sit up and take notice. But we've been doing that for years with cigarettes. We've been doing it for years with cigarettes, and it works. The most potent public health campaigns aimed at kids are the scare kids, showing them nasty pictures of tobacco infested lungs, things like that. And I think that when you tell a kid, listen, you can vape, but we're also going to take away your driver's license or lower your GPA or tell you to fine your parents. I think all of a sudden kids, they're invincible and nothing's going to harm them, and right. They're going to get addicted. So, it takes an adult, a more mature, guide to public health to kind of figure out the ways to approach these things. And now, especially with the availability of social media to help these campaigns, I think we can get it done. I think that we can keep the public health good and seriously mitigate, if not get rid of entirely, the risk of kids getting hooked on nicotine inappropriately. Well, and you brought up a good point. The old the ads that we've seen, you don't see them as much anymore, with the pictures of black lung and internal organs that have been ravaged by cigarette smoking, and you look at that and you think, ugh. I've always said they should do that. The same thing in forests where there are bears. Don't feed the bears. Here's Bob. Here's what's left of Bob, and you have a picture of an arm and part of a torso. It's like Bob tried to feed the bears. This is what's left of him. Don't feed the bears, instead of the whole be bear aware.
You can't be subtle. You can't be subtle here because the high that people get off of nicotine is terrific. People love it. That's why they get addicted, because it's something that they like. It's something the body and the brain tells you the thing. So you've got to kind of engage other emotions. Fear is right up there, and anger and frustration. You have to recognize these aren't adults we're talking to. They're developing adults. So you have to kind of take all the social science into consideration and get the job done. But again, while not forgetting the value that vaping tools have in smoking cessation.
Right. So the bottom line is this: is that if it comes to a choice, whether you prefer to have somebody on hooked on cigarettes and what did you call it, incendiary or I don't know how you term it. Combustible. Thank you. Combustible or vaping. I mean, vaping is the obvious preferable choice in that situation, less destructive. But it still comes with its own inherent dangers. I mean, I guess in the end, when you think about it, they are chemicals. There's something that you are essentially just heating up, and there's some sort of chemical, some sort of a substrate in this that you're inhaling, which I guess if you really get right down to it, it's not good to be putting in your lungs, right?
Well, of course, but if you're smoking cigarettes and you move to vaping, that's positive. That's a good thing. But if you're not smoking, you shouldn't be using vaping tools as a nicotine delivery device to get hooked on nicotine. We didn't see it coming. We should have, and now we've got it.
Right, exactly. All right, let's move on to the measles. The measles is something that we thought we had eradicated in this country, and it's making a comeback in a big way. And what is our biggest fear when it comes to measles? Not presently.
It's happening because of a perfect storm of stupidity and vaccine denialism and groupthink. People think just because measles hasn't been around for a generation or two, they don't need to get their kids vaccinated. Or people think that vaccines cause autism, which is a huge, lie. No science behind that whatsoever. But what happens is all of a sudden, it's like wildfire. If your apartment's on fire, every apartment's going to catch on fire, and that's what it's like with diseases like measles. That's why everybody needs to be vaccinated, especially kids, because if your kid isn't vaccinated, one child can become, patient one in a wide epidemic. And I live in New York, and where it's closely, we're all close together, and we're living on top of each other. So these types of things really count. And the courts ruled that New York City can really force kids to get vaccinated because the judge said firefighters don't need permission to enter a burning building. They go in because it could impact that building and all the buildings next to it. The same is exactly true for measles. We've got to get over this. Everybody has to get vaccinated. There's no reason not to. And however we get there, public health campaigns, fines, we have to get it done. Not getting your kids vaccinated is child abuse at the molecular level, and it's dangerous to everybody else's child too.
Let me ask you this, because you see a lot of, and I've seen this argument made before, hey, as long as your kid's been vaccinated, why do you care if mine has been vaccinated?
Yeah, actually here, there's a thing called the herd effect, HERD, and that says that the whole herd has to be vaccinated to protect everybody. So if you have one member of the herd, or your child, for example, who isn't vaccinated, it makes the whole problem explode. Unfortunately, just because no one else has the measles, you still have to get your kid vaccinated. These diseases are strong. Mother Nature wins all the time unless we are really vigilant to protect ourselves against it. And again, that's the ignorance part. You've got to convince people that this is the right thing to do. And when moms get together a lot of times, they decide they don't want their kids vaccinated. They have this group think where they convince themselves they're doing the right thing. There's a lot of garbage information out there on the internet, but we've got to counter that with the facts and the emotion, and law enforcement required and get the job done.
Well, if it's on the internet, it has to be true. So
there you go. I defer to your wiser judgment.
If it's on the internet or on television, it has to be true. That's always been the traditional way of thinking. So the onslaught of the measles virus, that has been a direct result of basically of immigrants coming in from outside this country who have not been vaccinated. Am I correct?
No, not entirely. There are groups of people that have been in this country for a while that don't want their kids vaccinated for various, some people, the moms and the celebrities who say that vaccines cause autism have caused a huge problem. People from out of the country coming in from less developed parts of the world have caused the problem, and individual groups within communities have caused the problem. So there are lots of people to point the finger at, but like the Japanese say, don't fix the blame, fix the problem. And I think the part of the solution here is use every available tool, education, coercion, social networks, please, to get people to get their kids vaccinated. It absolutely must be done. Otherwise, we're going to end up with measles epidemics and whooping cough epidemics like in California, and God forbid, even a return of polio. So shame on us unless we jump on this immediately and get it done.
Did you just say the return of polio? I mean, that's even though it's been quote unquote eradicated, it's possible for this to make a comeback in society as well.
You know, in a generation or 2 generations of people who aren't vaccinated, Mother Nature always wins.
Wow, that is terrifying. That truly is terrifying. And what about the mumps? Are the mumps, are they still around?
Yeah, well, again, the thing is, you know, the same vaccine that addresses measles also addresses mumps. So it really is only a matter of time until that makes a horrible return as well.
Now, I remember as a child, I think I was 7, 8 years old. I had the mumps. And I recall it settles in your throat, right? That's your it settles in there, and it's hard to swallow, and the whole you can't lift your head off the pillow thing, and that was miserable. So again, these are people that groupthink typically has been lately that it's because of the influx of immigrants, but it is in fact these groups in this country who've refused to get their kids vaccinated, who have actually complicated this problem of spreading these diseases, and especially when it comes to measles, you really need to get your kids vaccinated.
So, the real enemy here is ignorance.
Right.
And so I think when people know the truth, they generally do the right thing. So again, it's time to pull out the Public Health Communications Handbook and get to work.
Excellent. As always, Peter, it's a pleasure to talk to you again. Peter Pitts is the president, co-founder of the Center for Medicine in the Public Interest. Sir, thank you once again, and we will talk to you, I'm sure, very, very soon.
My pleasure. Have a good one.
You too. Interesting. So it's not because I think a lot of people think it is just the illegal immigrants, the unwashed coming in here who've caused this comeback, as it were, of measles, and it really. Ignorance is painful and can cause problems for other people as well. Patriot Mobile. I thought they a fabulous new message. That's not really new. I mean, we all know about the far left politicians. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. He's a retired SEAL, and we were talking about the fact that this country is headed towards some sort of a revolution. It is. I don't know what it looks like. He said the same thing though. It's what is it? Is it people in the streets with guns? Is it all on social media? What does this revolution look like? Because I mean, we're divided pretty much right down the middle.
I think we're divided, and I think we're in a revolution now. I mean, when it comes right down to it, you've got part of the American government already trying to sidestep the Constitution of the United States in that they want to limit what your capabilities or what your Second Amendment rights are. They want to limit your First Amendment rights. Mm-hmm. And when it comes right down to it, the revolution's already started. How do we stem the flow?
Does it get violent? I mean, does this thing turn violent at some point? I don't
know if it turns violent. We're a different type of society in this country. And, I guess if pushed, it could turn violent. You just never want to think that that's going to happen.
No, of course not. They didn't want to think it during the Civil War either.
That's exactly right.
But that's where it ended up. And I mean, I don't know that we're, again, like Mr. Pitts just said, it's ignorance that we're dealing with in this country on a lot of levels, whether it's getting your kids vaccinated, whether it's nicotine in some cases, whether it's the progressive agenda. It's scary. And I think the battle's right now being won on the fringes, on the outskirts, on the edges. And we've got to do something about, we've got to keep the whole system in check. And this is one small way you can do it, by going to patriotmobile.com and getting it sounds, get a cell phone account. It's going to change things. Well, here's what it's going to do. It's going to make sure that the dollars that you spend every month on your cell phone bill, and you're going to spend them anyway. I mean, why not spend them and know that some of your money is going to be contributed to conservative and libertarian causes? This is America's only conservative cell phone company, by the way, Patriot Mobile. PatriotMobile.com. It's easy to switch if you're considering switching anyway, if you're ready to get a new phone, if you're just tired of the service you have. Go to PatriotMobile.com. You can keep your same phone number. You can bring your own device. You can get a brand new one. No hidden fees, no roaming fees, no liberal agenda. At Patriot Mobile, this is the great part. More than $2 million has been used to support your constitutional rights. That's a lot of money. How long has Patriot Mobile been around? It's just a few years. I mean, it's a handful of years, really, when you come right down to it. I mean, it's correct. And you start thinking about these the big guys, the Sprints and the AT&Ts. They've been around for decades. They've been able to do a lot of damage. Go to PatriotMobile.com with unlimited text and talk plans starting at as low as $25 a month. What are you waiting for? PatriotMobile.com/MoJo50. PatriotMobile.com/MoJo50. Stop the left. At least slow them down, for crying out loud. Because they are good at one thing. The left, they are really good at, they're loud.
Propaganda.
Yeah, they're
really good at propaganda.
And it's effective. It's very effective. The rest of us are out here, we go to work every day. We're busy just trying to make a living. And it's hard to figure out. We don't have the time to go and protest and join the protests out in the streets. This is something you can do and not have to think about it every day. It's done automatically. PatriotMobile.com/MoJo50. Over on the Twitter, Duchess. Can you ask your caller at some point to discuss CBD oil? Yeah, we'll get him, Peter Pitts, we'll have him back, and we will talk about CBDs because it seems to begin for cancer and arthritis, but we are seeing it everywhere for everything, snake oil or elixir. This is dubbed Duchess over on Twitter. I'll tell you from personal experience, CBDs work. The problem, I won't say it's a problem, it's the propaganda surrounding pot. It's the propaganda surrounding marijuana. Its roots in hell. We've been for decades been told that it's evil, that everything that has to do with pot is evil, and you're going straight to hell if you touch the stuff. And it's simply not the case. This is what it would have been like back in Prohibition with alcohol. It's evil. You can't touch it. And remember how long Prohibition went on? It was, 11 years? It was at least a decade.
Yeah.
Think about a decade without alcohol.
Do you know how many people have died from alcohol poisoning or overdoing it?
Yeah, exactly.
In the past? Do you know how many people have died from overdosing on marijuana?
How many?
0.
It's is that a fact? You know that you found that on the internet?
I read it.
I saw it on TV.
I read it. It's got to be true.
It's got to be true. That's the thing. It is propaganda, whether it's created by the government or whether it's created by other people or whether it's created by the alcohol industry to secure their stranglehold.
Well, and a lot of the arguments, Brad, are that it's a gateway drug.
Sure.
Other arguments are that it does put you under the influence.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the THC effect in it, of course.
Yeah, and CBDs don't have that. That's not what
there
CBDs
are laws for alcohol, for drinking alcohol.
Yes.
Correct? You can't be more than a 0.08 in the state of Texas, at least, or you're considered drunk.
Right. Well, and that's
intoxicated.
That's the issue with THC, with pot, because right now there is no standardized test. In other words, they pull you over and they measure I guess there's no way to measure the THC in your system, A, and B, there's no index for what constitutes being impaired. Because I know people that can smoke and
drive better than they do.
Yes.
Not under the influence.
It's just a myth. They're not. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I have friends who can absolutely operate more efficiently while they're smoking pot.
So for me, as I learned more about it, I realized that it's probably like the drug Ritalin,
mm-hmm.
which is a stimulant,
right?
But it slows an ADHD person down.
Yeah.
So it works the opposite of the way you think it's supposed to.
Right.
But that's what I would think marijuana is like. that some people it doesn't do well with, and other people it makes them better. I mean, I don't know. It's the thing about it is there's just not enough research out there, I don't guess, for the United States government to go, okay, let's legalize it, let's tax it like they did cigarettes, like they did alcohol. Let's tax it, 21 years and older, figure out what you're going to do and decide to do it. But the bottom line is now you don't have people selling it on the streets to kids who are 12 years old smoking pot.
You'll still have that. You'll still have that. It's just like alcohol. You'll still be able to, there will still be, you get somebody to buy it for you. There will still be access. But I mean, you do your best to limit the access to the kids and, you move on. But you're right. I mean, it'll be far better. Hold on, before I say it'll be far better if it's regulated by the government. I almost fell into that trap, didn't I? I mean, if you look at the industry in California and Colorado, the government has a way. Whenever the government sticks their hands in anything, they screw it up. They overcomplicate it. It just becomes this tangled mess. But unfortunately right now it's our only other option, so we have to go with that. But the fact that it is at least in our lifetimes, it looks like it's going to become legal across the board. I'm all for it. It's just silly that even things like hemp have fallen under the umbrella of well, you can't use hemp. It's in the same family. Give me a break. Boy, this would be a drag if this happened. In Tempe, Arizona, a woman there is recovering from more than 20 bee stings after heavy winds blew a hive off of a tree and it landed on her head. A beehive was blown off a tree, landed on this woman's head as she was picking up her kids from daycare. She just happened to be walking under the tree where the hive was when the wind blew it off. Man.
Wow, you talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
45-mile-an-hour wind gust blew this thing off. The woman was stung 20 to 30 times on and around her head. She was evaluated, opted to have her husband drive her to a hospital. Wow. That would is that karma or just bad luck?
There's no telling. I mean, there are people who are allergic to bee stings. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, I mean,
what is that, anaphylactic shock?
Yeah,
it just starts
even if you're not allergic to them, you ever been stung by a bee?
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh, I got stung by yellow jackets. I was taking a window out, and I hit. They were somehow in the framing of the house, and I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and man, that put me down for the rest of the day. That was just, man, I do not like wasps and yellow jackets and bees.
Hornets. F that.
Those are little bastards. They look at you. You can tell wasps and hornets, they sit there and they look at you and they evaluate. They are evil.
With those beady little eyes.
They do. I mean, if you approach where one is sitting on wherever it is, they fly around the pool sometimes. You walk up to them and you see them turn around and just stare, and they don't fly off. They just turn around and stare at you. And if you swat at them, they will attack. I mean, they'll come. They're like little B-52 bombers. They come swooping in, or fighter jets, and come swooping in. And they look, and you can tell they're thinking they want to. Oh, I hate those little. I do not like them at all, and I don't feel bad when I crush them. Matter of fact, I do it slowly just to watch them suffer. Is that wrong?
God's little kamikaze.
Is that wrong to really to want them to suffer? I mean, am I going to hell for that? I hate having a conscience. Sometimes it really just sucks. Mother's Day is
next Sunday, right?
Sunday. Today is Tuesday. No.
When is it? The 12th?
Yeah, today is the 7th, so it's 5 days away, so it's Sunday. So there's no guarantee if you go to MoJo Wild Rice and order the Mother's Day gift basket that it'll get there by Sunday, but you can try it. If you waited this long, what's wrong with you? Your mom's going to think you don't care about her. Your mom is sitting there all lonely and just thinking, hopefully, they'll send me something on Mother's Day. I mean, I loved them all their lives. All I ask for is a little, once a year, just a little something, something. And if you aren't going to send your mom something. I mean, if you can live with yourself, not sending your mother a Mother's Day gift pack from MoJo Wild Rice, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and not feel guilty about it, then good for you. Good for you. I mean, there's a special place in hell for you, but you know, if you have any sort of a conscience, if you have any love for mom left in you, go to MoJoWildRice.com. Click on the Mother's Day Gift Pack 2019. It's right there. Just scroll down just a smidge. It's right there on the left. If you use promo code MOM10, you'll get 10% off. Again, no guarantee because you had to order by this past Sunday to guarantee delivery in time for Mother's Day. But, you know, even if it arrives a couple of days late, she'll still know that you give a crap. If in fact you do. Because this is one of those things every year. Oh, I forgot. I got to run. So just maybe they have expedited shipping. If they do, you know what? You can probably call Lori and Jay and, you know, slip them an extra 20, and they might put some speedy shipping on. I don't know. You can try it. Mom10 is the promo code at MoJoWildRice.com. It's your fault for waiting this long. I don't know what don't look at me. I didn't wait this long. You did. We tried to get you to do it earlier. MoJoWildRice.com and use promo code MOM10. All right, I think Brandon's in the house. We'll find out. Your headlines are coming up and so much more in your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It's back to square one for House Democrats trying to get their hands on 6 years' worth of President Trump's tax returns. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin has rejected a request to hand over the returns.
The decision was widely expected and comes after Mnuchin asked for an extra 2 weeks to consult with Justice Department lawyers. Democrats on the Ways and Means Committee say they need the returns to determine whether the IRS is complying with policy and auditing the president. They cite a rarely used 1924 law that allows the chairs of 3 committees to request the returns of any individual. Mnuchin's decision is likely to send the issue to the courts.
That's Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. Georgia's so-called heartbeat bill to be signed into law today. Republican Governor Brian Kemp has a morning signing ceremony planned in Atlanta. That legislation bans abortions at around 6 weeks of pregnancy. An event that produced a disturbing video involving youngsters at an Islamic center in Philadelphia is under investigation. On the video, the children say they would sacrifice themselves and kill for the army of Allah.
A gathering last month at the Muslim American Society's Philadelphia chapter is now being investigated by at least one city commission. A video from the event on the chapter's Facebook page showed children moving to an anthem often used by Islamist groups and 2 girls reading from a prepared text. The Muslim American Society says the person in charge of the event has been dismissed. I'm Mike Rossio.
Billionaire businessman Warren Buffett asked about the president's threat to hike tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods.
It's a dangerous game. Doesn't mean it's a game that shouldn't be engaged in, but it's a dangerous game.
The man known as the Oracle of Omaha speaking on CNBC. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures lower, Dow futures down 146 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Bottom line, if you want to lose weight, go to RidUZone.com. That's RIDU Zone.com. RidUZone has helped countless people lose weight, and they can help you too by boosting your metabolism and making you feel a little bit fuller naturally. RidUZone.com.
Say what you want to say about Cortez. She's not unattractive. Whoopi Goldberg, ugly as dirt. She one ugly woman. She ugly. Whoopi is jealous.
Making radio great again. The Cartel with Nat and Ron. Weekday afternoon. MoJo 50.
Hey guys, it's Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. You know, everyone lives with a little bit of pain, but living with diabetes can be a real pain. While you may have to test your blood sugar and take insulin, ordering your testing supplies shouldn't be one more pain you have to deal with. At least it's not when you work with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to your home when you need them. Gone are the days of visiting multiple stores to find the right strips, waiting in long lines to purchase your supplies, or sorting through your insurance requirements to figure out what they cover. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive saves you time and money. Plus, they're pretty fun to work with, too. So why don't you give Diathrive a chance to show you there's a better way to manage your diabetes? They're so convinced that you'll love their service that they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code MATT, that's M-A-T-T, at checkout. Be sure to head out to the web right now and check these guys out. It's Diathrive.com.
If we weren't so bad
to puppy rape,
I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis? Cat wants some black titties.
we wouldn't be so good. MoJo 50. The mothership has landed.
I know, Larky Farkin's right. You're supposed to treat every day like Mother's Day. Yeah, well, there's that.
Every day is Mother's Day.
Yeah. Did you order yourself something did you order your mom something yet?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. My mom's the best.
Uh-huh. What'd you get her?
I got her a gift card to Bath and Body Works because she loves candles. And, yeah.
I'm queer for candles, too.
Dude, I love the candles from there, dude. We make sure that we're stocked up.
Bath and Body Works, I walk by, it's just in the mall.
Ooh, yeah. You get that mahogany teakwood candle.
Yeah.
All day with
I
that
could
candle.
spend all day in Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, I just don't like it when they bother me. They're like, can I help you?
Right.
Is there anything I can...
I'm fine.
Okay, well, let me tell you about our laundry list of specials that we're having right now. Do you need a bag? No?
Yeah,
okay, well, if you don't need a bag, there's also a tray that you can have here so you can carry your candles. I'm like, I just want to smell candles. Leave me alone.
I just look at them and say, I just want to sniff your stuff.
Can I sniff your stuff, please?
That's all I want to do. I just want to stand here and sniff your stuff.
Can I Biden you?
Must be your feet.
For a little while, do you think?
I feel bad for Nicholas Witchell.
Oh, well, who doesn't?
I know, right? He is the veteran royal correspondent for the BBC News. I'm not sure what's going on here, if he has a little Nancy Pelosi in him. I'd like to. But he, you just listen to this and see what you think.
And that may not be quite orthodox. Now, it was the case today that Meghan didn't want a hospital birth, she wanted a home birth, and it's thought that that's how it happened. We remember also, of course, that they are thinking of themselves, I think, rather as global ambassadors, and there's talk of them perhaps spending time in Africa later this year, though that's not confirmed. Now, what of their son, baby Sussex? No name for him so far, the first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family. Now, we know, of course, that, excuse me, let me just collect my thoughts. The first Anglo-American birth in the British royal family, and it is certain, of course. I'm so sorry. Let me just once again hand back to you, Ben.
All right, Nick, thank you very much indeed.
All right, so obviously Nick was having a little issue there getting his words together, and they're all concerned, this could be whatever. Could be...
like Alzheimer's or
right.
something?
See, I have a different theory. I think Nick is standing there, and he's, giving this report. In the middle of it, in his head, he's thinking, oh, dear God, I'm standing here. I'm talking about a royal birth again. Who cares? I don't give a crap. Do I have to buy milk on the way home?
I just like the fact...
Cheese. Am I out of cheese?
I just like the fact that he's... For some odd reason, it sounds to me like he's describing a natural disaster that just happened. It's like, I just... Pardon me for a moment. This is the first Anglo-American birth in the royal family. Oh, God.
Who cares? Why does anybody care? And this poor guy is standing there. He's obviously been in journalism for some time. He's been on television. He's been doing something for a long time because he's no spring chicken. And I think it just had one of those moments where it's like,
look, Look,
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Brad.
I want to be at the beach.
Brad, they don't have much. You know, they lost an entire country to a war.
That's why we kicked their ass in the war.
And they almost got their ass kicked again in a Second World War, and we had to come. The very country that they lost had to come in and save their asses, and they don't have much. All right,
They have the Queen.
babies being born from a family that are the largest welfare collectors on the planet.
If I could figure out how to be a member of the Royal, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just where do I sign up? Where do you fill out the application? Because the job is going to shopping mall openings and cutting the ribbon. And I've done that. I mean, that's
and
what
then
you do
every
in
now and
radio.
again giving a Christmas address.
Yes!
It is the easiest job. Now, have you ever watched The Crown on Netflix?
No.
Oh, Netflix and chill.
So wait a minute, hold on.
On Friday, that's going to be my recommendation. Just a little spoiler alert.
You're recommending watching a show based on the royal family.
Yes. Yes.
This explains.
Is it a documentary or is
so
it fiction?
Yes.
It
is both of those.
Another piece of the puzzle with the Brandon Morse falls into place.
What? It's a great show. If you haven't watched The Crown on Netflix, you need to.
Which, by the way, puzzle. Okay, so remember on... Remember on Suspicious Package Friday, this
I
past
see you
Friday?
had a sticky note for this.
Yes, I did, because I started thinking about it, and I thought... All right, Travis, what's his name? Travis Watkins.
Watkins.
So you said he sent a piece of the puzzle. Did you open up all the puzzle pieces?
So we actually had enough for half of it. Apparently, all the envelopes didn't get here together, maybe, or what?
So did you try to put it together?
Yes.
Where is it?
We disassembled it again.
Why? I mean, why do all the work and then take it apart?
Well, it wasn't a big puzzle, but
is it of a puppy?
It's a Star Wars puzzle.
How? Okay, so Travis, each one of those envelopes, what is a stamp now? 50 cents?
55 cents.
How many pieces did he send?
Oh, God. At least more than 20.
Got 10, maybe?
Maybe more. No, more than that.
More than that?
I think we had like 15, 20. If I'm not mistaken. Homeboy sent. Yeah,
he spent more on the postage than the puzzle probably cost.
I want y'all to understand, this is why Travis Watkins is the king of Suspicious Package Friday.
And if you haven't sent your packages yet,
send your package
today, so it'll get here by Friday.
Yeah.
6125 Airport Freeway. Easy way to remember our address is just remember 6125 Airport Freeway.
Mm-hmm.
It's really simple. If you just remember it that way, that's kind of like a little mnemonic device.
Yeah, but if they don't put
Airport.
Suite 201 something, it won't get up here.
It ends up in the MoJo River.
Yeah. Suite 201A.
It's sacrificed to the MoJo River gods.
Haltom City, Texas, 76117.
What if they were to put Suite 201Z?
There's not a Z, but it
So
would
where
still
would it
end up
go?
up here. That's
Would
what I'm
it?
saying. They have to put Suite 201 on it at least.
Suite 201.
Why? What
So
happens
it'll
if
end up
they,
upstairs.
What if they put Suite
200?
201X?
No, I said Suite 201. Anything A, B, C through X. I don't care.
What if they put Suite 202?
Then it'll go to an empty building next door or an empty room next door.
Are you
We'll
saying
never
that-
see it.
You saying the postman is an idiot and he'd take it over
I
there
would
and
never
drop it
say
off?
that post people are idiots.
Because they have guns.
You see how I did? You see what I did there? Post people.
Yes, you did. That was very nice. Very nice. You covered your bases there from a gender standpoint. Suite 201. What's the zip code? You left without telling us the zip code, Ron.
Oh, I actually said it. Haltom City, Texas, 76117.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you.
I know.
I'm sorry. Were you speaking? We should be married because I just don't listen. Yeah, when I think of you, Ron, I think of abdominal discomfort. I think of bloating.
I feel a little bloated today.
You haven't had your Atrantil, have you?
No, I have not.
You haven't gone to lovemytummy.com and picked up your bottle of Atrantil. That is what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about. Dr. Ken and the gang with his bloating and his abdominal discomfort. I mean, obviously, this is a man who has been dedicating his life to your comfort. He thinks about your bloating. He thinks about your abdominal discomfort. He actually created something will help you get over those. So why don't you show him a little love and respect by going to lovemytummy.com? patreon.com/mojo. If you do that, you will get the story on Atron Teal. You'll find out how Atron Teal can make you feel like a new human being. And you can find out you'll get 3 bottles of Atron Teal for only $99. That's less than $100. That's $1 less than $100.
That's wow.
See, I did that in my head.
That's 99.
Right.
You are correct on that math.
Abdominal discomfort, body inflammation, it's all related, and you'll find out how it can help you if you go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. lovemytummy.com/mojo. All right, since Brandon's here, I think we should do this.
We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
I really thought that y'all were going to do something else, and I was like, oh, God, no. I don't know what it is, but I'm scared.
What did you think we were going to do?
That's true. I don't know. Hey!
That's true.
I love that. The jackholes are calling me out, by the way. They're like, you didn't tell the true story of the puzzle. It's true. I didn't do the true. I didn't do the puzzle myself. I had the jackholes do it for me. And they. Hey,
did they? Who opened the envelopes? Did they or did you?
I opened a couple of them, but yeah, they opened most of them. And I kind of Tom Sawyered it a little bit. You know.
That's true.
Just saying.
Oh.
Remember, God's watching you.
God is watching, and he is very disappointed in you, Brad.
Jesus is coming, and he's not happy.
All right. Oh, wait, hang on.
Good idea.
5 stories I have today. All of them I shall relay. 4 are the truth, and 1 is mistaken. Can you find the one that's a fakin'?
Hold on.
Well done.
It's a shame that you had to have somebody else do that for you, too.
Hey, no, people were enthusiastic about coming up with rhymes for this little segment here, and I am just allowing the audience to participate as they please.
It's okay if you want to justify it in your head that way, that's fine.
I think what's funny is he rattled the paper on the microphone, then he opened it, then he read it directly from there. He couldn't have memorized that before he walked in.
No.
I want the fans to know that I'm reading the things that they send me.
All right.
By the way, MeWe.
You mean the jackholes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's not us, it's them. They don't want to be called fans.
Let's be frank and PA. Right? Very fun. I love his he's got some funny Photoshop going on in MeWe. All right, so here's the first one.
Guy.
He really is. A parody website with embarrassing photos of Joe Biden is outranking his official campaign page on Google.
That sounds like fun.
Users are reporting that the former vice president's official 2020 campaign page is nowhere to be found on the first page of results for the search term, quote, Joe Biden. Even worse for the Democratic frontrunner, a realistic-looking parody site featuring images of Biden touching women and children appears to be doing quite well on Google and other major search engines, particularly for the search Joe Biden website.
So wait a minute. So if you Google Joe Biden, it comes up with a parody site?
Yep. Apparently, you'll get hit with a parody site first before the actual site.
Does it have a bunch of what'd you say, revealing photos?
It's a bunch of embarrassing. It's all those photos of him like coming up behind women and children and being like, "Hey, how's it going? Will you vote for me? You gonna vote for Uncle Joe?"
Right. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's raining in Valencia, Spain.
The rain in Spain falls mainly,
and it's lame.
Wow.
An accident occurred. See, I can rhyme too. I should be a rapper.
Falls on the plane, you know that.
Whatever. You know, it's plain lame. Lame plane. An accident has occurred at the Belgian circus.
Okay.
The wonderful Belgian circus has arrived, full of magic, illusion, laughter, show, fun, and tamers, and our brave trapeze artists who had a little bit of an accident.
Ruh-roh.
This Friday in Valencia, Spain, what was not expected by the audience, children, adults, and old people, was in the middle of the show, and when it was the turn of the trapeze artist, the athletic girl from the act suffered a fateful, irreversible intestinal problem.
Oh.
As she was doing a flip in midair to be caught by another of her trapeze artists, she seemed to have a little accident. Oh, no. At least 23 spectators were splashed.
Wow. Wow. Wow, I can't believe you're laughing at her.
I'm sorry.
That poor little girl. Wow.
The trapeze artist immediately fell to the net below, dismounted, and walked off stage. The 23 people who were allegedly hit with the diarrhea received a refund and a ticket to a free show.
And a moist towelette. Wow.
Sorry. That's a bad day. That's a bad, not just for them. I mean, like that is a bad day for everybody. The circus, the lady, the 23 people who were allegedly hit with shit. That's man. Talk about like a bad situation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Actually, you know what? It reminds me of a story of the Ferris wheel.
Oh, God.
We're on the Ferris wheel at the Tennessee State Fair. And somebody above, apparently, their stomach wasn't feeling too well.
Oh, no.
It was like, oh, what's that mist?
Oh, no.
And then there's a, and you know how you smell somebody else's throw up? It's, Enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy your brunch.
I don't know if Ferris wheel made people feel sick.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Oh, that sucks.
At least one of them.
Man crashed lawnmower into back of patrol vehicle for third DUI.
That's not good.
A Florida man in Haines City was charged with his third DUI over the weekend after crashing a lawnmower to a Haines City Police Department vehicle. The police department said in a news release that an officer was tending to a matter inside Rodriguez Fashion, located at 1100 US 17 to 92 North, on Saturday when a man on a lawnmower crashed into the back of his patrol vehicle. According to the report, the officer heard a loud noise and walked outside to find Gary Anderson, 68, on a lawnmower with an attached trailer, and noticed a minor damage to the rear of his police vehicle. Anderson admitted to hitting the police vehicle and said he was drunk. Police said his demeanor ranged from laughing to aggressive.
Or aggressively laughing.
Yeah. Obviously, he failed the breathalyzer test.
Apparently.
Yeah, and then he got taken to jail. Apparently, you can't drive a lawnmower either when you're drunk. This country.
You know what? They are sucking all of the fun right out of everything.
What else do you do on a lawnmower?
That's hard to do that.
What, drink?
No.
Oh.
The other thing.
Okay, I've never tried that.
Well,
I just figured the lawnmower was for riding and drinking.
No, it is hard to juggle on a lawnmower. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I could see that if you're like a novice, you know.
Right.
But you just got to get good, son.
You got to try it. Yeah, you have to practice.
Good.
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Exactly.
Practice.
You sleep your way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
The American way. Woman pulls gator from pants when a cop asks if she has anything else.
Is that a euphemism?
Florida woman. Punta Gorda, Florida. Wildlife officials are now investigating a woman after a woman pulled an alligator out of her pants during a traffic stop in Florida, according to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. A bizarre gator smuggling case came to light after deputies asked the woman, who has not been publicly identified, a standard law enforcement question. Do you have anything else? The 25-year-old woman then pulled foot-long reptile out of her yoga pants.
Well, that's what Punta Gorda means. Punta Gorda is fat alligator.
Alligator.
Gorda is alligator, and Punta is fat.
Really?
Fat alligator.
So she had a fat alligator down her yoga pants.
In Punta Gorda. That makes me think it's not real, because if Punta Gorda, if you spoke Spanish, you'd realize that's what that means.
I just got basically outmaneuvered by Brad, it would seem.
Or did you?
Or did I? The 25-year-old woman then pulled a foot-long reptile out of her yoga pants she was wearing. She also had 41 small, 3-striped turtles in the vehicles.
Where'd she keep the striped turtles?
I was going to say, damn, what else did she have down there?
In the back seat, that's where she kept them.
And then
what is wrong with you people?
She's wearing yoga pants. You don't hide things in yoga pants.
No, you don't.
The woman was riding with a 22-year-old man who said deputies rolled through a stop. Yeah. Yeah, the whole led to a traffic stop. The man allegedly told the deputies the pair had been scavenging for frogs and snakes. I bet they were.
I don't like spiders and snakes, and that's not what it takes to love me. You're welcome.
Beer burros are a real Texan wedding tradition spreading across the U.S. Yep. Who else to bring your beer to a wedding than a donkey? Beer burros began taking hold in 2015 when wedding planners in the Texas Hill Country wanted to incorporate donkeys into the celebration. And it makes sense. Not only is a beer donkey unique, but it's also a great icebreaker for reception guests who have never met. Alicia Randig works for Hill Country Events in Dripping Springs and told the Hayes Free Press 3 years ago that people began requesting strange things when it came to events in the wedding capital of Texas. The donkey was introduced when Salt Lick, arguably the most popular barbecue in the Hill Country, approached Randig and said that they were getting requests for donkeys to serve guests at weddings. Randig then bought 2 donkeys, Annie Oakley and John Wayne, and got to work. It took 2 months before the donkeys were trained to carry pack saddles. The donkeys then learned to carry alcohol, party favors, and food around the event on their backs. It didn't take long before the idea of beer burros took off.
But at a very slow pace.
At a very slow pace, and sometimes it's a little stubborn.
Right.
Yeah. But those are your 5 headlines. Which one is real? Is it the Joe Biden parody website? Is it the trapeze artists who, it's a raining shit? Is it the lawnmower man crashing into the back of a patrol vehicle for his 3rd DUI? Is it the woman who pulled a gator from her yoga pants? Is it the beer burro? Which one is fake? You decide. But first, Brad Staggs with a special message from our sponsors.
He left out the bread.
What?
I'm still just, I'm convinced that DMXDM left the bread word out on the description of your coffee simply to mess with my brain.
Do you think that maybe...
Or what's left of it.
He took it off the website because you were having trouble pronouncing it?
No, because he left it on the label.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, originally, that's what it all said.
No,
the
it
label
didn't.
and the website,
he's
and
trying
then he took it off.
He's trying to make me think I'm crazy. He's doing that. You know how you do that so that people will go crazy and just check themselves into a mental facility and leave you all their goods, leave you all of their worldly wealth? That's what he's trying to get me to do. He's trying to get me to think I'm crazy and leave all of my gold to him. He thinks I'm going to leave all of my gold and diamonds to DM. That's insane. I don't have any gold or diamonds. And quite frankly, you know, all the gold and diamonds in the world I wouldn't trade for my APR coffee. It's that good. It is that good.
It is that
This
good.
morning, it is the Big Daddy Bold.
Yeah, baby.
The Big Daddy Bowl for Chris Childs.
Big Daddy Bowl.
And it is so tasty, and the creamer that we put in is just silky. It is so good. I feel like a new person.
I feel like a new man.
I know.
That's right.
I feel like running around just. And then I have
gave me a lot of energy. It must have been an energy creamer.
And then I have these bouts where I just want to lay down and cry. It's really strange.
Brandon, we found the creamer in the freezer.
It's in the freezer.
It's in the freezer?
Yeah, it's weird. They froze it. I don't know why.
Little bags
We'll get
that
you
said
some.
Airy on the top
We'll
of
get
them. We don't know.
Airy creamer.
Airy creamer.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Get you some. Get you some of that American Pride Roasters coffee. Get it now before the diamonds and the gold are gone.
Yeah.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. All right. I have an idea. Which one are you going with, Ron?
Well, is that a gator in your yoga pants, or you? Please don't be happy to see me. That's where I'm going.
I'm going with the Biden the Biden site because I saw one of the jackholes said
from the SAV. My vote is already in. Joe Biden parody story is fake.
Google would never
no
allow
way Google
that.
would allow
Right,
that.
and I agree because they would never allow. They don't have a sense of humor.
I should have probably gone with that one too since I tried it after he said it.
Well, wait a minute. That's cheating.
It might have been cheating, but I wanted to see the parody.
I say at the very beginning of this thing, don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Don't cheat.
Wow.
And what does Rondolph do?
I didn't see if that was cheating. I mean,
Rondolph the Whitey no longer. Rondolph the cheater.
That would be cheating.
I was actually setting one in there. It is the trapeze artist. The trapeze artist is the
What?
fake.
Damn it.
Oh.
So wait a minute. So the Biden thing is real? So there's a spoof?
I guess there
But
probably
you
is.
just tried it, but you...
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that makes it... It's not... No, I'm confused. This is your Daily Mojo.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RIDUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism,
Yes,
so you're
it does.
burning more.
Yeah, it does.
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com. RIDUzone.com.
Wow. Hey, guys, Ron Phillips from the Conservative Cartel. I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our MoJo 50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Riduzone, that's RIDUzone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Riduzone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's MATT. Again, that's riduzone.com. RIDUZONE.com. Riduzone.
Where can a guy get a drink around here?
I don't know. Ask Mississippi. I'm just collecting tickets tonight.
Come on, Peachy. I'm not slinging drinks tonight. I got caboose duty because Rusty is tired of it.
I thought Rusty liked the caboose.
Rusty's taking it in the caboose.
No,
Give me a drink.
He's driving the train.
Come
on,
guys.
Come on.
Can we stay on track for 5 minutes?
Well, this is off track.
Yeah, you're right. If you want to get derailed, join us every Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Mojo 50.
The Daily Mojo.
Okay, so we found it. It really does exist.
And it's the top hit.
And it's joebiden.info. So that is the website.
It's awesome. I love this. It's even
really
got it sells t-shirts.
Oh, we've got to get one.
Oh my God.
Or, excuse me, hang on. Someone needs to send those for Suspicion Friday. Saying that's not a bad idea.
There's a hiding from Biden shirt. Oh my God, I need it.
Speaking of suspicious packages, James from Louisiana is on the telephone. He has a little bone of contention.
Yeah, I've got to call out Brandon. He's only telling, like, even when he decided to come clean about the puzzle story, he only told like half of the puzzle story.
What's the other half?
Well, during MojoCon, after the show, he comes out there with all the envelopes, and each envelope has like one piece in it. He goes, "I've got a challenge for y'all. I've got something for y'all to do. I'm gonna," and he threw them on the table, and he had all of us.
That's right.
Pull all the pieces out of the puzzle and starts trying to put them together. And while we were doing that, he just says, "Oh, I'm going to go grab my phone so I can take a picture of it," and leaves us.
Yeah, and so I went to go get my phone, and then I talked to somebody as I was getting my phone. I came back, and they had apparently done the puzzle, disassembled the puzzle, put all the puzzle pieces back in the individual envelopes.
Yep.
Did anybody get a picture of it?
No one got a picture of it.
No. Why would we take a picture of it? It's Brandon's puzzle.
That's true.
It's true.
It's one of those. It's one of those where if he wants to see what the puzzle looks like, he can put it together. He wasn't there. He didn't stay there to help us or anything like that. So
this is all starting to sound like a euphemism. if he wants to see what it looks like,
you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You did all this work, and then you decide to just disassemble your work without actually taking a picture of it or being proud of it. I don't know what to do with these people, Brad. I don't.
But we wanted to make sure the next generation still has the enjoyment of simple puzzles.
That's noble. That's noble.
I'd be very careful about pissing them off if I were you, Brandon. But that's just me.
Pissing him off.
All right. Well, yeah, you had him do the work, and then you didn't give him credit, and then it was.
No, I'm giving credit. I give him credit for putting it together and disassembling it like a bunch of dicks.
Wow. All right, James.
I'm kidding,
thanks
I love you
for
guys. You know I do.
Thanks for letting us know. I'd be careful. Just saying, I'd be careful. Speaking of Joe Biden. This is from last week, but he and I think the Daily Caller may have edited this. This is Joe Biden on The View.
Joe Biden.
And maybe they didn't edit it. But if they didn't, wow.
7 women accuse you of touching them without their permission. Are you sorry for what you did? Are you prepared to apologize to those women?
Look, here's the deal. I am so, for example, I actually thought in my head when I walked out here. I mean,
I know.
We're friends.
It's tricky.
No, but I should be able to read better. But I have never in my life done anything in approaching a woman that has been, other than trying to bring solace. I'm used to, one of your staff was, I think it's really important to listen. Whether I sit down next to somebody and it's not invited to sit down. So that's my responsibility. I have to be more aware, and it's totally legitimate. But anyway, I think it's legitimate, and I think it is. And to anyone, but I don't think anyone's ever said.
But they have also said we'd like an apology.
Well, look, I'm really sorry if they.
Nancy Pelosi wants you to say, "I'm sorry that I invaded your space."
Sorry, I invaded your space. I mean, I'm sorry this happened, but I'm not sorry in the sense that, look, I was.
That is genius.
Dude.
Well, here's your opportunity right now to just say you apologize, you're sorry. I think we can clean this up right now.
Well, by the way, I did. I understand.
Yeah.
We haven't. There's so much more work to do to figure out.
That is genius. Yeah, there was very little editing. It's like the Nancy Pelosi, the video, where she is just all over herself, just stumbling and fumfering, and Joe Biden is the same way. You start to wonder if there isn't actually something going wrong inside their heads.
I got to think that when they're put on the spot like that, because here's the thing about the Democratic Party. They have all of their questions known beforehand. They know what their answers are going to be.
Sure.
They pretty much get softballs all the time from the media. So when something comes along that actually challenges them, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to get around it. They don't know, they didn't see it coming, and they panic. They panic, and I think this is what happened. I'm pretty sure that was edited, obviously.
Right, yes.
But a lot of times they panic. They don't know what to say. Nancy Pelosi stumbles all over herself all the time when she's asked a real question. If you actually watch, so did Barack Obama. Barack Obama, if you asked him something that was completely off script or took him by surprise, he would get angry. He would kind of get that furrow in his brow, well, let me tell you something. I think that right now, what you're saying is probably not very. It's missing the point. It's missing the point. And yeah, that's and then he would go off like he'd say something very generalized and then move on.
He'd lose it.
And so Beto is the Beto. He's actually the same way, only he doesn't just get angry; he gets scared. And he
starts to get frightened.
He gets frightened. He gets a little frightened, and he stumbles all over himself. So, I mean, it happens to everybody at some point in time, especially when you're put on the spot. You're trying to think of something to say.
You start getting nervous, and
right.
the adrenaline kicks in, and you go into fight or flight.
Exactly.
And it's mostly flight.
Exactly. But you can't just run off the stage.
Right.
And so the Democrats, this happens to them more often than not because they're just not used to this kind of thing. Usually they have the media holding their hand and, asking them softball questions. Joe Biden was just asked a very serious question, and I think that, he got a little scared.
He did get a little scared.
And I don't blame him, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry. I know I seem distracted. I was just looking, Ron. I just saw this tweet from CTG Fanatics LLC. Hashtag what I learned today. That creamer in the freezer was Stephen Aries' wife's breast milk.
What? No. You guys ate it, didn't you? In that little.
Are you that? No.
There's no way, dude.
That is not.
That's why it smelled like that. It was I thought it was I thought it was a little weak. It looked a little thin.
Wow. You
guys ate Stephen Aries' wife's breast milk.
Wow. So if I said something like it tasted familiar, that would be weird if I said that, wouldn't it?
It would be weird.
No,
that'd be weird.
That'd be weird if I said that. That would. Wow. Well, that's.
This is the greatest day of my life.
I thought somebody was just putting it up there just because they didn't want it to go bad.
Yeah, I just.
I guess they were.
Huh?
They didn't want it to go bad. No, I got that now.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. So we're one.
Well, Brad, there's more of it.
Did you want some?
No, I'm good, man.
Why?
Thank you.
It's really good. Here, taste it.
I'm fine.
It's really Woo. I don't know. I feel like I'm ready to run a marathon. I'm ready to run now. I just, I feel
I'm all full of energy.
I feel young again.
Y'all, Stephen Aries' wife's breasts apparently hold the equivalent of Popeye
that's why
spinach.
she said on Facebook a while ago, y'all made my day.
Wow, I thought it was just because we were like, being entertaining this morning and stuff.
That's what I thought.
I'll be. Oh,
they took that breast milk.
Wow, it's fresh from the tap.
Well, if she didn't take it home, then that meant she left it here for us.
Oh,
well,
right?
Why let it go to waste? Is all I can say.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Speaking of dinner,
now. This is all that matters to me now.
Bro social plates. You ever heard of them?
No. Did they have breast milk?
They could. They're plates that keep you from Instagramming your favorite meals.
What?
There are plates. They look like normal ceramic dinnerware with a fancy design on their face, but embedded within the blue speckles in the background are multiple QR codes, which smartphones cameras will automatically recognize and it'll prompt the phones to open up a web page. The alert pops up whether you choose to click on it or not. Reads, nice photo, but don't forget to enjoy your dining companions as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get dinner plates that will help prevent your guests from actually Instagramming their meal. It's true. It's true.
That's true.
When you end up at a dinner and you and people get so involved in Instagramming or Facebooking or Twittering their meal or what's going on that you forget to have the human interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, there are many times in the humans that you're with you'd prefer not to have the interaction with. I mean, it's actually more, entertaining to interact with your food.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, when you're out with other people, you ever get those people who that you're sitting down, you're talking to, and they're all of a sudden they're just, oh yeah, I've got to Instagram this.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is getting in the way of social interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a problem that future generations are going to either that or have you ever been in the same room and you're texting back and forth with somebody in the same room?
Yeah, I have done that, usually as a way to keep our conversation private. Usually because we're talking about somebody else.
Who also happens to be in the same room.
Yeah.
See, that's what Doc would do at corporate meetings.
Yeah.
It was, as he lost focus at the meeting, you'd ding. I'd get a text just like, oh, dude, you're like 2 feet from me. Why are you texting me? And he'd be sending me text about something inane generally because he couldn't keep his focus on the meeting either. But there are some things that social media gets, well, a lot of things social media gets in the way of. And sometimes you just have to stop and remember to have the interaction, to have social intercourse.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I got your attention, didn't I?
Yeah. See, I tuned out there for a second, and you said
then you heard
and I'm
social.
right back.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just a little reminder. The bro dinner plates are a little reminder to stop and enjoy the company of those around you.
Bro dinner plates. I actually want to see what these look like, so I can have a
dinner plates with QR codes.
Oh yeah, look at that. Okay.
Dresh Dog says, "Yike, Brad Staggs, you have quite the man crush on Creepy Joe." No, I don't.
I do.
But this is from this is Holly just retweeted it from Dresh Dog back on April 25th. That was when. Okay, now I will say this. That was when he put out his campaign video that he was actually stepping in his. He's in the race.
Yeah, yeah.
The hell do you call that when they're in the race? They put out their
campaign video. Their launch. I don't know. It's a video.
There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, there is.
But when he put that out, let me tell you, there was a reason they waited because he had some work done.
Yeah,
that's why he was so long in launching that video campaign launch. That's what I was looking for.
I kind of agree with you. He looks way too good.
He looks 20 years younger than he did like the 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
But no, there's not a man crush. I'm just all I'm doing is admiring the fact that he spent some money to be looking his best.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
He's living his best life.
And it looks good on him. Johnny Mac just tweeted, "I prefer my creamer from the tap." I don't know what you people are sick.
I mean, I get it though. So you heard about the Met Gala?
Yes,
Brad. I kind of want to talk about this real fast. Have you guys seen the outfits that people show up wearing at the Met Gala?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand. So a lot of them is super weird. You know, like Lady Gaga being Lady Gaga. She showed up in her underwear. Whatever.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I'm just, it's supposed to be a ball like where people dress up super fancy, and she just shows up in her underwear, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
It's not like Kim Kardashian was there, is it?
The Kardashians were in fact there.
Were they really?
They were there, and they looked a little scandalous as per the usual. You know, they were wearing see-through stuff, but you can't see some of the stuff. Yeah, exactly. You can't see the important stuff. It's just there. Cardi B wore what I can only assume is like a throw rug. She looks like a character out of Dune, like the 1960s movie.
Right.
Yeah. Not the book.
Not the worm.
Not the worm.
Big sandworm.
Casey Musgraves. She's a sandworm.
You're dressing. You dressed
in
like
order
the
to ride
sandworm.
Cardi B, you have to run next to her and then drive your hook in.
Right.
And she'll flip up on her back.
Uh-huh.
And then, at that point in time, you stab another hook in there. And
exactly. You can ride.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Can ride her all through the evening.
All through. She'll go for a long time.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that was some serious nerdage right there that we just did.
Yes,
Casey Musgrave showed up as Barbie, but my favorite. Oh, and Katy Perry showed up as a chandelier. So that's neat. My favorite, however, and this is weird to me. Jared Leto is a weird guy, like a weird guy.
Right.
He's a decent actor. I will give him that.
Right.
He makes great music. He's lead singer and writer of 30 Seconds to Mars.
Everybody knows that.
Everyone knows
Why'd
that.
you feel like you had to say that?
Because I'm apparently the only person who listens to 30 Seconds to Mars. He shows up in what I can only. It's like Michael Jackson meets I don't know, like the rhinestone cowboy. I don't know. It's weird.
Michael Jackson meets the rhinestone cowboy.
So he's wearing this, but then he brings a replica of his own head, and he's carrying that around.
Oh, that is a great idea.
He's just carrying around a replica of his own head.
Why wouldn't you do that? If I had the money, I would absolutely have. I would have an animatronic me made.
Oh yeah,
and then walk around with me.
Yeah,
wouldn't you? Think about it.
I mean, if I could have like a replica of me, like all of me, I could like dress it up as me and whatever, put it on the couch,
right,
and then I could go do things and like when it like if my fiance wanted to like talk or something like that,
right,
it could talk for me. Mm-hmm. But I'd be off doing something else.
Sure,
No,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not even here.
That's amazing.
I know.
Where are you right now?
It's none of anybody's business.
Oh, okay.
I'm having a big time, though. Wherever I am, I'm not here.
You're in the kitchen drinking breast milk.
I'm putting together your puzzle.
Putting together my puzzle and drinking breast milk.
Can you think of anything better to do on a Tuesday?
Not really.
Hello.
Not really.
All right. Bone of contention. Another one to pick. Oh, actually, you weren't at the meeting, so I can't. This is not really a bone to pick. Well, no, it kind of is.
Is this? All right, are we airing our grievances?
No. This is Game of Thrones. And wasn't it yesterday when I asked you if and Ron guy behind the wall? This is on you too, because when I asked you guys yesterday, I believe it was about the dog, and I mean, you said that Jon Snow didn't. All he did was
he was like, hey,
he just kind of winked at him,
and
as he walked away.
And I said to you, "Is that a real dog or is that CG?" And it's a real dog. It's a real dog.
No, Brandon said it was a real dog.
It's not a real dog. They're CG.
Bull.
No, it's too big. It's too big to be a real dog.
They just enlarged it.
But it's
it's a CG animal.
But it's a real animal that they used CGI to make bigger.
But it's okay. Yeah.
It's a dire wolf, is what it's supposed to be.
But
it's supposed to be a dire wolf,
right? But in the show, what you're seeing is CG.
No.
Yes.
No. It is a very real dog that they used computer. Yes, they make it
enlarged
bigger.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since the dire wolves are CG creations, we felt it best to keep the scene as simple as possible. This, according to the director.
No.
David Nutter, the director
Sorry,
of the episode.
Brandon's like, no.
Since the dire
There are
wolves
pictures of
are
ghosts.
CG creations, we felt it better to keep it as simple as possible.
No.
The difficulty in bringing the dire wolves to life ahead of season 8, saying real wolves need to be filmed and then scaled up. And unfortunately, those wolves only behave in certain ways. They are... Granted, the initial image is a real animal, but they take it and they make
enlarge it,
yes,
right?
Which makes it computer generated.
No, but it is when you say CGI, the thing that immediately pop into my head is it is from top to bottom, it is a creation of computer animation.
You're parsing terms.
No, I'm not parsing terms. I am telling you what they did is they took a very real animal that requires handlers and all sorts of training, and then all they did in the background is just make it bigger. That's all they did.
But on screen, what you're seeing is not a real animal. It's not interacting with the actors because it is actually CG.
Yeah. And okay. I can see what you're saying.
That's because I'm right.
I can see what you're saying.
Remember when I said that? I said it's cheaper if they didn't interact, basically because it's more expensive. It's like when on The Walking Dead, the tiger was CG, and they would have limited scenes where actors had to interact with it because it's expensive and it's time consuming to create those scenes.
Listen,
that's why. Listen, that is why I won.
Listen,
I won.
You don't sit there and say that the goodest boy. The goodest boy is fake. He's a very real dog. Very real. And all they did was enlarge him in postscript.
Hold on, I won.
That's all they did.
Wait a minute.
He is not a CGI creation.
Newsflash. Brad won.
No, Brad lost. Brad lost. Okay. He's trying to take a minuscule little fact and make that the entire case.
Minuscule fact.
It's a minuscule fact. It's a real dog.
It's not a real dog.
It is.
It's a real.
I'm going to hit you
It's a
with
wolf.
the moon globe.
I'm
going to hit you, and it's going to. You better pass out early because I don't know when I'm going to stop.
I was right.
No, you
Check
weren't.
it out. The Stark family's famous dire wolves are not really wolves at all, though they certainly look wolf-like. They are really a group of specially trained northern Inuit dogs, a crossbred relative of the Siberian Husky. The canine actress who played Sansa Stark's dire wolf lady is a northern Inuit dog named Zuni.
And they are shot. They are shot. They're filmed, and then they are
And then enlarged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're both right.
I won.
No, you didn't.
I won.
You didn't.
Whoa, hang on, Ron.
You didn't.
You were wrong too.
I was wrong.
You were citing. You were saying,
I admit
play
I
the
was
tape
incorrect
back.
in my initial
Thank you.
assumption.
And I was right. And I was right. I mean.
Oh,
look,
for the love of moving on. Brad, you were correct. Let's go on.
I don't know. I don't have to win. I don't want you to think I'm
don't
doing
have to win, he
I
said.
don't want you to think I'm doing this just to prove that I was right.
Yeah, you were.
But I was right.
But you weren't right. You weren't right. You weren't right.
All right, how about this? The coffee cup. The coffee cup that was in the scene.
Okay.
Do you think that was there on purpose or by accident?
You know, I'm starting to wonder. I'm sorry, because think about it. This might be one of the, if it is on purpose, one of the best attempts at viral marketing ever.
And it worked.
If this is real, then Starbucks gets, if it was a Starbucks or whatever, they get ad of the year. Because that was like $1 million in free marketing. If it was. Or if it wasn't. Honestly, just leaving that little cup in one of the most watched shows on the planet has made the brand awareness for that company skyrocket.
Uh-huh.
All right. It is Starbucks, but I mean, like, yeah. So
there you go.
Think about it. Think about it. Even if it was a mistake, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to Starbucks.
It wasn't a mistake.
On a Monday.
No way was it a mistake.
You think it was real?
Oh, absolutely.
You think like 100% they put it in
absolutely. Absolutely. Too many people had to see that for it to have slipped by.
There's apparently a lot of things that happened in that episode, though, that a lot of people didn't see.
So HBO comes out and says Game of Thrones coffee cup was a mistake, HBO says, in a witty apology.
Witty apology.
Bravo, Sierra. Total
witty
bravo.
apology.
Total bravo, Sierra.
It says we are shook. We have followed this series since Sansa was a baby bird.
We are shook.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are shook. We are
Starbucks
shook.
coffee.
Anyone
says
who is-
TBH, we're surprised she didn't order a dragon drink.
Anyone who has spent any time on a set will know. Bravo, Sierra.
But check it out. There's apparently like 3 big mistakes that they made. That apparently in the same scene, Daenerys is wearing 2 different kinds of wigs. They didn't catch that. They apparently didn't catch the coffee cup. And there was one more involving Jaime Lannister, and I can't remember what it is now. I'm going to have to go back and check it out.
His pants are unzipped.
That's right.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, his pants are unzipped.
No.
So do you want to buy a $200 jar of poop?
Is this about the moose?
No.
About the
moose.
Because remember, we talked about people buying jars of crap the other day because of a thoroughbred horse.
Yeah. This was the 1997 Kentucky Derby winner.
Oh.
Silver Charm.
Oh.
They are now on sale for $200.
Okay.
Why would you want to buy poop? Although, if you can take the DNA from said poop and create your own winning horse, think about it from that aspect.
Have the technology, Brad?
Are you kidding? They can make wolves that look bigger on television. Of course, we have the technology for
to
that.
make an entire horse out of some poop.
Now, where would you, if you were going to keep said poop, if you bought said poop,
in a humidor? Yeah.
I wouldn't keep it in a. I'd want to keep it cold.
Oh, you'd want to freeze it.
I would want to freeze it.
Oh, Brad, I got to tell you, if you're trying to keep something cold, the best way to keep it cold
is next to my ex-wife's heart. In the event that no one wants to go near your ex-wife, right?
Nobody. You could get
between 2 Ronnie Millsap records.
You can get a cat cooler from catcoolers.com.
Yes, that is a beautiful thought. That really is a beautiful thought.
And you know what? A cat cooler will never nag at you. A cat cooler will never get angry for no reason. A cat cooler is cold, yes, but it only is cold to keep your drinks cold, or your food cold, or in this case, your thoroughbred winning horse poo.
It has a point, in other words, yeah. It's a lot less expensive than an ex-wife, too. I'll tell you that much.
And you know what else? I can make it even less expensive, bro.
How would you do that, Brandon?
If you go to catcoolers.com and enter promo code...
Brandon. How would you do that, Brandon?
You nailed it on the head, Brad. It's almost like you knew exactly where I was going before I even said it. Because you know why? Because you know why? Cat coolers make you smart like that.
Brandon.
For legal reasons, I cannot say that cat cooler categorically makes you smarter.
Especially
if you go to catcoolers.com and enter promo code
Brandon, what is it?
There it is. You just said it, Brad. Brandon. You enter promo code Brandon, you will get 10% off.
Amazing.
Your cat cooler.
Truly amazing.
Go to catcoolers.com right now.
And what are the odds that your name is Brandon and the promo code would be Brandon?
It's really weird. It's like a really weird coincidence.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out
really
that
weird coincidence.
Cat coolers for your horse poop and anything else you might want to keep cold.
Like beer. If you're a basic bitch.
Coffee creamer. Apparently that
Oh, Stephen Airy. How does it feel, man? You're apparently you're now one of 3 people who has tried your
This is a very, very strange day. I don't
This is the best day ever. Oh, let's move on.
Yeah.
To the break.
Good idea. Yeah.
He's recovering from the awesomeness.
I'm going to
that was drinking Stephen Airy's wife's breast milk. Now he's got to go. People, we'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Trump administration is standing firm, refusing to turn over the president's tax returns to a Democrat-led House committee.
For a third time, the Treasury Department said no to the House Ways and Means Committee. The move was not unexpected. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin sent a letter saying the panel's request for Donald Trump's tax returns lacks a legitimate legislative purpose. He also argued that the request would potentially weaponize private tax returns for political purposes. Greg Clugston, Washington.
There's a meeting today between Justice Department officials and House Judiciary Committee staffers. They'll see if there's any way to avoid Democrats holding Attorney General Barr in contempt of Congress for refusing to hand over the full, unredacted Mueller report.
If there's no deal, the committee is likely to approve the contempt resolution, sending it on to the full House for final approval. If that happens, that would send a criminal referral to the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, a Justice Department official who is likely to defend the Attorney General.
Correspondent Tim McGuire. China's economy czar heads to Washington this week for trade talks. There had been speculation that he might cancel after President Trump had threatened to hike tariffs on Chinese goods.
Jacob Parker with the U.S.-China Business Council says this makes it tough for China's negotiators.
They have to contend with a domestic audience in China that would view this as a capitulation to the United States.
Billionaire investor Warren Buffett tells CNBC he's a little surprised President Trump took such a tough stance, but
with some people in negotiations, the best technique is to act half crazy. The very fact that it's sort of a nuclear threat is what brings people to the table.
I'm Jackie Quinn.
And concern about the trade talks driving stock futures into the red this morning on Wall Street. Dow futures down 162 points. NASDAQ futures off 61. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You know what makes you feel really good about yourself? Doing something good for somebody else. If you'd like to do that today, go to jdrf.org. Join them in the fight against type 1 diabetes. jdrf.org. It's something good you can do for the world. jdrf.org.
A former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become national senior advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
MoJo 50.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
This is the MoJo 50 Institute for the Advanced Application of Freedom. Ya bitches.
The mothership has landed.
I'm not really sure why this is appropriate, but
I want you to suck it.
Suck it.
No, it's for you to suck.
Ugh, I'm not sucking that.
Suck it.
I don't know where it's been.
It's not where it's been. It's where it will take you.
I think I need to see that movie.
So,
I think
that
I
Boss
need to,
Baby.
Yeah,
That,
I think I need.
There's something about
You suck it.
You suck it. I'm not going to
sucking
suck
that.
it. I don't know where it's been.
There's something about
It's not where it's been.
It's where it will take you.
Jim Acosta.
If anybody else had said that but Alec Baldwin, it
Right.
might have come off a little less creepy. But since Alec Baldwin said it,
If he
it
would-
just sounds like predatorial, doesn't it?
If Alec Baldwin would just shut his mouth about Paul, I think he's a great actor.
He,
and he's
he
funny.
makes me laugh sometimes. Yeah,
He's funny, but he just can't keep his mouth
such
shut.
and he was great in Red October.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's great. I love his acting in most movies that he's in.
Yeah,
And Jim Acosta, I love his acting too.
he is.
He is a great.
He might be the best
and
actor.
Yes, he really
ever.
might be.
Yeah.
Did you hear his latest conspiracy theory?
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Yes, this is Jim Acosta
Hit me with
speaking
that
on the
sweet Jim Acosta noise.
speaking to Wolf Blitzer in the War Room about that's what his show's called, right? The War Room.
Yeah, it is.
About the real reason that Donald Trump gave Tiger Woods the medal, the award.
Okay.
Here it is.
After watching all of this, that there might be somewhat of an advertisement going on here, a TV ad going on here, and handing out this presidential Medal of Freedom to Tiger Woods. It is, in effect, publicizing one of the Trump golf courses there in Dubai that Tiger Woods had a hand in, although we should point out that particular course has not opened yet.
So Acosta is basically saying that the reason that Trump gave the Medal of Freedom, Medal of Honor, is it Medal of Freedom, Medal of Honor?
I think it's Medal of Freedom. Medal of Honor is for the
Medal of Freedom.
Medal of Freedom.
Gave him the award was simply to promote his golf course. It has nothing to do with the accomplishments that Tiger Woods has made over the past, 10 years, 12 years that he has. Talk about a roller coaster of a life. And granted, yeah, Tiger Woods brought that load of crap on himself.
For sure.
Absolutely, he did.
For sure.
So it's not that. It's the fact that he was literally he wasn't at the bottom of the barrel. He was 6 feet under the barrel.
Right. And he put himself there. But I will say that, you don't know what it is to be good until you've had to try very hard not to be bad. And
hold on, let me think about that.
Yeah, wrap your head around that for a second.
Yes. I
okay.
agree. I'm with you.
And so I appreciate the strides that he's made where he's come back from. I think that some of the best people I know are the ones who hit rock bottom and then went even lower.
Yes.
All right. And came back up from that.
Like
and
every band ever on VH1 Behind the Music.
That's right. But I will say this, because I kind of have to give Jim Acosta a little bit of props here. He is a conspiracy theorist. He is an asshole. He is basically a waste of America's time and CNN's budget. That said, I could definitely see Trump being a businessman, being the businessman that he is, maybe giving he gave the Medal of Freedom to Tiger for legitimate reasons, but also he's getting a little bit of a back scratch out of it too. That's just Trump. That's just Trump. I can 100% see him doing that.
You play golf?
No.
I don't either.
No. I want to. I want to.
Why?
From what I understand, it's just a fun time with your buddies. You go out, you play a few rounds of golf, and you do your thing.
You think it's a sport?
I think it is a sprot. Yes.
You think it really? You think that golf is a sport? That
I
it
think
takes
that golf
endurance
is a sport.
And
No,
it's
no,
like football.
It's maybe it doesn't take endurance, but neither does darts. That's a sport.
Darts isn't a sport. It's a game.
Look, if it has a professional league, it's a sport. Video games have a sport.
Golf.
They have esports. They
golf a sport. Please.
You are so wrong about everything today. Everything. And you're so proud of yourself for being wrong.
Tennis is a sport. Soccer is a sport. Volleyball is a sport. Golf? Golf is a pastime.
Oh, is it?
Golf is a game.
Is it? Because I don't think that millions of people would agree with you on this one.
I just want to see who I can piss off. I'm just in one of those.
The funny thing is I don't golf. I'm like, I'm not invested in it.
Why are you even?
But I'm invested in the truth, Brad. You're a liar.
Speaking of the truth, what are we ranting about today?
I didn't even prepare anything to rant about today. Well, you
want to rant every day. You didn't prepare anything to rant about?
Well, yesterday was such like a boring day for news, and it's lately it's been super boring. The most I feel like the most I'd say attention grabbing thing that happened was, did you hear about Brian Sims, the Pennsylvania rep?
What about Brian Sims, the Pennsylvania rep?
So he tends to like to film himself going over to pro-lifers. Yeah, you started to smile there, and I'm
trying to figure out.
I had to.
Whenever you say
wreck your dream,
feelings are starting to film himself
Brad,
doing.
I just he likes him, and Brad just gets this like creeping smile on his face.
I'm just wondering, whenever you hear somebody filming themselves, it could be any number of things.
It could be any number of things. But what he likes to do is he likes to go over to pro-lifers, because apparently he's this huge abortion activist and advocate.
Right.
But twice now he's been filmed basically just being a horrible person. There are a group of people who are outside of a Planned Parenthood, and they were praying for the babies inside. He looks at the crowd on TV. That's all they were doing. They were praying. They weren't bothering anybody. They weren't, being mean. They weren't holding signs. They were just praying. That's all they were doing.
Right.
And he decides to go over that to him, and he's like, "Look, he's filming himself live. He's showing off. Look, a bunch of white people standing outside of a Planned Parenthood."
So wait, so he is Brian Sims is filming himself.
He's a Pennsylvania representative,
and he's filming himself laughing at the people, at the protesters, essentially, who are praying outside an abortion clinic.
Oh, he didn't stop there. He goes, "I've got $100 to anybody who will identify these three, and I will donate to Planned Parenthood."
Will identify the three people that were praying?
Yep, he wanted them doxxed. He wanted them. He was trying to get. Basically, he's putting them in danger. Have you ever seen a Planned Parenthood activist, or any leftist, like serious activist for that matter?
Mm-hmm.
They're dangerous. Not only are they dangerous, not only look
mentally unstable.
Yes, there's something wrong with them. Look at anything that Antifa does. Basically, if you are a person who disagrees with the leftist cause and the mob comes after you, you are going to be in danger. He's sitting there, a Pennsylvania elected official, is going over to innocent people just praying, just Christians praying in front of a Planned Parenthood. By the way, I love the fact that as he's ranting, he's like, "There's nothing godly or good about what you're doing. Nothing Okay, nothing Christian about what you're doing.
The question is, were they Easter worshipers?
Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, look at those crazy Easter people.
He said, what we've got here is a bunch of protesters, a bunch of pseudo-Christian protesters who have been out here shaming young girls for being here.
How does he get off? How are they pseudo-Christian?
Yeah, that's a good question, Brad.
How does he know?
She said, so here's the deal. I've got $100 for anyone who will identify any of these three. And the woman tried to explain, she was very nice. She was like, we're just out here praying for the babies, and we actually believe women deserve more. And
yeah,
you know what?
so yeah,
yeah.
What a dirtbag
He goes up to this man, and he's like, where are you from? What's your name? And the man tells him. And after the man, he just tells him, oh, I'm blah blah blah, and I'm from blah blah blah. Sim literally asked him, why is it okay to tell women what's right for their bodies? And before the guy could even get anything out of his mouth, he goes, I'm not really asking. Because I don't care. Shame on you. So not only is he putting people in danger, he's just a dick. This guy is a horrible person. He is an elected official who is going up to people who are Christians, who are just praying on the sidewalk for babies who are going to be killed. And just he's in danger. He's find out who these people are. I want to know who these people are. What are their names? Where are they from? Where do they go to school? Yada yada yada. Okay. This is not between this guy, Ilhan Omar supporting terrorists. All right, she was running defense for Hamas against Israel, and then the Hill was running defense for Ilhan Omar, talking about how conservatives were pouncing on y'all. The Democratic. All right, I used to think that when Donald Trump said that the press is the enemy of the people, that he was going too far. But after the Hill actually ran defense for Ilhan Omar against conservatives who are condemning violence and terrorism, I have to wonder. Between that and this dude, an elected official, trying to expose 3 different innocent Christians just for praying outside of a Planned Parenthood, there's something wrong with the left now. They are choosing violence. They are choosing fear. They are choosing intimidation.
They're choosing being a-holes, that's for sure.
For sure. They are now dangerous. They are dangerous. All right? Between that and pushing socialism, which clearly is failing. They won't even talk about why socialism failing in other countries. They won't talk about it. All right? But they will deliver you pie-in-the-sky nonsense. This has become a dangerous party. And I don't mean just dangerous like, we could be heading towards some bad. No, I mean like literally death. Death and destruction.
And don't forget anti-Semitism.
And among other things. And I wish I was being hyperbolic. I really do. But I'm not. This is not sensationalism. If you are literally, if you know what the mob does to people. Remember, they went to Tucker Carlson's house and tried to get into his house. The mob did. The leftist mob. Tried to get into his home. His wife and kids were forced to hide in the pantry. All right? This is the same, and the same mob that assaults people on the street if they don't comply with whatever they want. I mean, even if you just have a varying opinion. Look at Andy No. Have you ever heard of him? He covers Portland Antifa a lot. He's well known to them.
Okay.
He's been assaulted by them. He's had his equipment broken by them, all because he's covering what they do. All right? And the police literally will sit back and do nothing because the leftist mayor says not doing it. But this is what the leftist mob does. This has become a party of dangerous people being encouraged by assholes. We cannot let them. Why are we letting them even remotely control any kind of office? This is irresponsible. Not just of them, of us as Americans. We cannot be irresponsible like this anymore. You have to stop voting for Democrats. This is ridiculous. This is. I'm at a loss for words. How did that happen?
Hold on. We have some breaking news. CNN breaking news. Texas KOA reports numerous porta potties are missing after a right-wing nationalist rally. In a related story, a blow-up sex doll with a green wig was found on site, filled with ballistic gel and tattooed with MoJo 50 ya bitches on its buttocks. Again, breaking news from CNN. Texas KOA reports numerous porta potties missing after a right-wing nationalist rally. And a blow-up doll found with a green wig on site with ballistic gel inside and tattooed MoJo 50, ya bitches, on its buttocks. This has been breaking news from CNN. We now return you to our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, now we know the answer.
I think it's crazy that... I mean, you talk about the left, and then the right wing apparently is as crazy as the left. When you start turning over porta potties, it's nuts out there.
It's a dangerous world.
It is a dangerous, dangerous world, which is why you need protection.
That's right.
Not that kind of protection.
TarRiverArms.com.
Exactly.
TRAguns.com to be more accurate.
Yes. If you go to TarRiverArms.com, if you go there and you find well, first of all, does it make me sound cheap when I say the first thing I do is go to the closeouts?
No, because they have a page there for a reason.
I think so too. And I sometimes feel good. It's like people are going to think I'm cheap, that I'm chintzy, that I'm not willing to pay top dollar.
Well, here's the funny part about that, Brad, is even if you are going to the clearance page of the closeout items,
right,
you're still getting quality firearms.
Oh, absolutely. You're just maybe getting like last year's model. Believe me, it still shoots.
Ugh, how could I show up in last year's model?
Right. You're not going to shoot me with a last year's model gun, are you?
Yeah, afraid so.
Yes, I am. Bang. If you break into my house, if you assault somebody that I love, yes, I don't care if it's last year's, this year. I don't care if I'm just at the Target rate. If I want to buy a pistol, just go to shoot at the Target. But people are not people at Target.
Let me tell you something.
Is that last year? Are you at Target practice with last year's gun model?
Bullet holes never go out of style.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Actually, you know what I found about guns? It's the funny thing about guns. The older it is, the cooler it is.
Oh yeah,
you know
they're like women and fine wine. They both get better with age.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Brandon. Yeah.
See,
that was for you ladies out there.
It was.
Right now, they've got a Springfield Armory XDS Model 2 45 caliber carry pistol for $489.
Okay, this is really freaky. You found that on the clearance page?
Oh, yeah.
Because you know what I pulled up? The Springfield Armory XDS 9mm.
Oh.
So apparently we're both attracted to these Springfield Armories.
I mean, they've got a nice little look to them.
They really do.
But also slightly masculine.
It's a 3 1/3 inch basically carry pistol. This is $385.
Yeah.
This is a sweet looking little gun.
Oh, yeah. It is a nice looking boy. Let me tell you.
So, even if you don't mind, if you don't mind the ridicule that you may or may not encounter at the gun range from those trendy, the trendy gun folk,
those guys,
they come out there with their shiny, brand new this year's model gun.
Look at my 2019 Humana. You're like, you know what? I don't need that.
No.
And
I got mine on sale.
That's right.
At Tar River Arms.
That's right. I didn't fall for that nonsense about needing the newest model. I got mine at TRAguns.com.
Right.
All right. I got myself a 45 for around $500 or a 9mm Springfield for about $3
just
or $4. Also, just in case y'all didn't know, they don't just sell guns. It's not just guns. Do you need a holographic sight as well? I think you do.
Does it show ABBA with the holograph?
That's right. It does. It does. For legal reasons, I cannot say that it shows ABBA. For $569, this is in the clearance items too.
I think that's
EOTech,
cool.
Yeah, holographic sight with side button 65 MOA circle. Oh yeah, 1 MOA dot. You can change them. It's awesome.
I'm just saying. TarRiverArms.com. That is TarRiverArms.com. Larky F and Farkin. Yes, they read the KOA. Of course we'd read the KOA headline. It was breaking news from CNN. Why wouldn't we read the KOA headline? Are you saying that there's something not kosher about it? Because if you're saying that, I think that there's something wrong with you. Backyard cows, what I learned today, I stand with real Brad Staggs. Golf is a game.
You're both wrong.
If you're not playing directly against an opponent, it's a game.
You're both wrong. You're both so wrong.
Is blackjack a sport or a game? Uh-huh. Exactly.
That's a
saying.
good question.
It's
if
a
you
game.
play it professionally,
It's
then
not
you
a
can make anything really
it's a
a
game.
sport.
It's a game.
The sport of poker.
New York City, home to 8.6 million people, has perished in an apocalyptic meteor strike.
What?
In a simulation.
Oh.
Over the past week, some 200 space experts from NASA, the European Space Agency, and other organizations have been melding their minds. I guess that would be a Vulcan mind meld in order to face the crisis of a hypothetical asteroid barreling through space toward North America.
I didn't know we could do that yet.
Oh, absolutely. The gathering is called the International Academy of Astronautics Planetary Defense Conference, or ANOD for short.
ANOD.
Let's see, it's not really ANOD because that's there's no N in there. Technically, it'd be the IADICA. Excuse me, the IADICA. They really should have given more thought to the name and in shortening it, because it really doesn't say much of anything when you just take the letters of it. It convenes every year with the not-so-simple task of figuring out how to save Earth from a head-on asteroid impact, sort of like war games, but on a planetary scale.
Mm-hmm.
During last year's meeting, the group successfully saved Tokyo from a catastrophic impact by launching a nuclear bomb at the asteroid, according to French news site AFP. The successful response ended a several-year losing streak that recently resulted in the obliteration of the French Riviera and Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. Could the same nuclear tactics be used this year to save New York? The answer? No. We're all doomed. Simulation began last week when the Defense Conference researchers received an alert that an asteroid between 330 and 1,000 feet across was detected flying through space on the trajectory. In the simulation, it was year 2021. NASA launched a probe to study the asteroid. Day 3, the world's space powers met, resolved to build a fleet of 6 kinetic impactors, spacecraft that were designed to ram into the asteroid. And in year 2024 of the simulation, the impactors launched, and 3 of them struck their target. Collision successfully fragmented the asteroid, knocked the biggest piece off course. Unfortunately, smaller chunk headed for the eastern United States. So it got whacked.
It was whacked?
New York City got whacked. So the rock entered Earth's atmosphere at 43,000 miles an hour, exploded over Central Park in a blast with 1,000 times the energy of a nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The city and much of the surrounding countryside was destroyed.
Damn. All from a meteor impact?
Yes. Well, I mean, not just a meteor. It was, it was a big chunk, and it hit at 43,000 miles an hour.
Did it say how big it was?
A smaller chunk. Unfortunately, smaller chunk. It just said the
smaller chunk did that.
A smaller chunk. I mean, well, it wouldn't take much. I mean, think about that. It wouldn't take much to even. Let's say it was the size of a school bus.
Yeah.
At 43,000 miles an hour.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah. Wow.
It exploded. Again, it exploded over Central Park in a blast with 1,000 times the energy of the nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
You know, they say that there's a different kind of weapon we could start using. It's like the tungsten rods.
Yeah. You said tungsten. And rods.
No, it's all the destruction with none of the fallout.
Right.
You know, and you launch them from space. They go, super fast into the ground, and I guess the force of the impact just creates this massive disruption.
Right.
And that's apparently technology they've been working on for a little bit.
Wait a minute, that's not the one where it destroys kills the people but doesn't destroy the buildings.
No. It destroys the buildings.
All right, so
but
it destroys
the difference
everything.
is like, it's still as destructive as the nuclear bomb.
Right, but there's just you don't have to wait 300 years before you walk back in.
Right, before you settle back into it.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, well, no. So
That's
honestly,
handy.
if you really think about it, nuclear bombs are a waste of nuclear energy. You know, if you really want to destroy stuff, at least make sure that you can move back in afterward. You know, and that, yeah, the radiation thing is seriously bad for the planet anyway. But hey, you know what? Every now and again, getting a lot of stuff turned up and, you know, maybe something's destroyed.
You'd be dead. Why would you care?
But what if I'm not around that area?
Oh, come on. If this, let's see, all right, in this particular simulation, they say pretty much everything around it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, it was Toby McAvoy on Twitter who we were talking the neutron bomb, which was the other. It reminded me of the other weapon that kills people but doesn't destroy the buildings, so that you can immediately move back in. As a war machine, that's a great idea because then you can walk right in, and take over, you know, the area where your enemy was previously living.
Right.
But if you're going to destroy all the buildings and kill the people, then what good is it? I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
Why not just go in? It's going to take you 300 years to mow everything down and clean it back up and build it again. So I swear, because MoJo Ron's poop and jackal said it's called a railgun. That's the one that just blows everything away.
I thought it had a different name, but I'm going to look into this a little bit more. But yeah, it's a really interesting concept, and I mean, if we're going to be highly destructive, let's make sure that we don't have the radiation fallout later on.
But again, you're going to be dead. Why do you care?
I'm not going to be around the area.
Light it on fire, you bitches.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
After a weekend of terror and death, a ceasefire was finally reached between Hamas and the Israeli government, according to multiple reports. But at what cost, and what happened over the weekend? Well, let's do what we're supposed to do on this segment, go by the numbers. First up is the number 700. By the time the ceasefire had taken hold, over 700 rockets had been fired into Israel by Hamas and other terrorist organizations doing business in Gaza. 173. Israel's Iron Dome was able to intercept 173 of the over 700 rocket attacks. Next is the number 4. According to all reports, 4 Israeli civilians were killed by those rocket attacks. 234. Reports put the number of Israeli citizens hurt in the attacks at 234. 30. That's the number of people killed on the Gaza side of this conflict. The number of terrorists or civilians in that mix are unknown at this time. 300. That's the number of retaliatory strikes the Israeli Defense Force launched into Gaza. 1. Hamed Hamdan al-Qadari, who was targeted and executed as a top terrorist by the IDF. He was widely known to be channeling funds from Iran to terrorists in Gaza. Finally, I give you the number 22, as in not a single one of the 22 Democratic nominees for president bothered to condemn the rocket attacks and terrorism coming out of Hamas in Gaza. Not one. Instead, prominent members of the party openly backed Hamas and called for the destruction of the state of Israel, including Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But is that surprising coming from a party in which just 49% sympathize more with Israel than the Palestinians? Think about that as you look to inform yourself about the 2020 candidates for president. Nearly an entire party stood silent as rockets, paid for and backed by Iran, were launched indiscriminately at Israel. I'm Andrew Coppins. This has been By the Numbers, and you can follow me on all things social at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
The Daily Mojo.
Oh, is it Tekra's birthday today? That's what Mojo Jedi says over on the Twitter. Golf, esports, darts, all technically games, not sports. Mojo runs poop and jackhole. Yeah, they're games.
He was right about the railgun. He's wrong about that.
Can't pick and choose.
Yeah, I can.
Can't pick and choose.
Yeah, I can. This is America. I can do what I want. Free.
Hey,
I'm free.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, May 6th to the 10th this week. It is also Nurses. It's National Nurses Week. You think of what I'm thinking? I bet you are.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's something about a woman in scrubs.
Yeah, I don't
know what it is.
I was just thinking that.
There is something about a woman in scrubs that is just.
Tell me about the woman in scrubs, Brad.
They're hot.
Yeah?
I mean, most of them, except that one woman.
Yeah, she's no fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Tekru, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, for 75, you do not look 75.
Yeah, dude. Mainly it's because of the the kangaroo mask that you're wearing, but
I think it's the ears.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his pouch isn't sagging even a little bit.
Not even remotely.
That's to me that's stunning that at 75 your pouch is still just as tight and firm as ever.
And Brad really did some inspecting of that pouch.
Tech Crew hates me right now because as they were leaving here on it was Friday night, I went out and I forgot to give the books that I was supposed to give to people here, but the copy of my book. So as I see Tech Crew and a bunch of the jackholes are driving out of the parking lot, I walk up to the window, knock on Tech Crew, rolls out the window. I said, "Here, give them out at the hotel." And this box of books weighs like 40 pounds. And he's like, "Oh, okay." If I had been him, I would have said, "Take your own damn books and hand them out, a-hole." But no, he did. He said he handed them out, and I appreciate that, Tech Crew. That was above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah.
Especially for a 75-year-old man. A man, I mean, you are in absolutely great shape for a guy that old.
Some of the jackholes here do go above and beyond the call of duty. For us.
Putting together your puzzles and stuff like that.
Thank you guys so much for all that you do and put up with. We love you.
You like Frank Zappa?
I know who that is, but for those people who don't, go ahead and let
Frank
them know.
Zappa has he's a musical artiste. He is the father also of Dweezil Zappa. Frank Zappa, a very avant-garde artist. His music, you either love him or hate him. That's the best I can say about Frank Zappa. Here's the wild thing: he's been dead now for 25 years. Ooh. He died in 1993, and here's the even weirder part: he was only 52 when he died.
Oh, that sucks.
He is Ahmet. Is it Ahmet Zappa? I believe is another one of his. His other son Ahmet and Dweezil. Sorry, is a girl. They are talking about doing the world tour of Frank Zappa with holograms. Really? Yes. He says, "My father and I actively discussed 3D and holography, and it was a concept he actively engaged in." You know what I'm saying? And I think you do. He actually devoted half a chapter of The Real Frank Zappa book to the subject. On a personal note, Ahmet says, "I feel like I'm finishing something my father started years ago. In the book, Zappa foresees a touring hologram called Intercontinental Absurdities." So the concert will premiere a handful of Zappa compositions with a hologram backed by fan favorite musicians like Ray White and Mike, is it Keneally? They're both guitarists, bassist Scott Tunes, multi-instrumentalist Robert Martin, and percussionist. But Zappa would be in holographic form or hologramic form.
So far th've done this to who else?
They were, and apparently, and I'm kind of disappointed to find this out. Apparently, they were going to do this with ABBA, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, they wanted to do it with, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They say the concept would work for stars like the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and Kiss. Most holograms use a video projected onto a transparent mirror, so a singer appears to be in front of the background. And so from most angles in the audience, there's a convincing three-dimensional effect. Dates ahead for the Zappa shows include New York on, they say April 28th. That must be next year. Or is it this year? If you saw this, if you went to it, and if it was this year, I think it's next year actually. April 28th, Baltimore in May. European dates: Edinburgh, London, and Amsterdam. I was excited when I saw that ABBA was going to be in holographic form, because I would absolutely go to see them in concert. Would you?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
But see, that's something 10, 15 years ago. Would you admit that? No.
I don't know. I've never been like shy about that kind of thing. If I think that a person produces good music, I don't really get too caught up in the whether or not I think that they're popular.
Right.
Because I was always the weird, odd out kid, and so yeah, true story.
No way.
Yeah, true story. But like, if there are some bands that are like, oh my God, how can, like Dave Matthews Band. I love Dave Matthews Band. I don't care what anybody says.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
He wakes up in the morning. Yeah,
that one.
That guy. Frank Zappa. Did you ever hear his YouTube video where he was explaining what it takes to run a business?
Frank Zappa was a smart guy.
He was incredibly intelligent.
He and I went to the same high school together. Well, not at the same time, but at different times. He's quite a bit older. But yeah, he went to Antelope Valley High School. So
I'm going to tweet this video out to everybody because it's pretty awesome.
I would,
but it's him basically saying, because like, you know, he's this, when you look at Frank Zappa, he's got this long black hair with this weird mustache. He looks like a kind of like a guy who you'd find on the sidewalk.
Looks like
drinking
a pot
beer,
smoking hippie.
Yeah, you know, like,
one of them loser types.
But in reality, he was a very intelligent guy. He was very business savvy, and he was a no nonsense kind of guy too. So I'm gonna tweet this out because honestly, I feel like it's something that we need to hear nowadays. You know, like I'm sorry, Frank Zappa would not be feeling the burn.
He's a music genius.
Not just a music genius. He was a businessman, you know, and I love the idea that he's no nonsense about it. He didn't buy into this Hollywood, everyone, income inequality and blah, blah. No, he was like very real, very serious about stuff. It's like, look, if you don't want to do your job, aisle or seat, you can go home. You know, like he was serious. He wasn't fooling around. I love this video. Watch it yourselves.
Captain Beefheart was another guy that was in the Antelope Valley. Very avant-garde. And I bet you, if you ever heard Captain Beefheart?
No.
He was another one of those. He kind of a fringe musical talent. Grew up in the Antelope Valley, or was there in his later years in the Antelope Valley.
Right.
But another one of those guys that it was an interesting period of in time when I was there. I did forget Moon Unit. Sorry.
Moon Unit
Zappa. That's Zappa's daughter. Dweezil's a son. Ahmet's a son. Moon Unit is a daughter. I think he only had 3 kids. He may have had more. But anyway, the point is it's going to be, we're going to reach a time in history or in the near future where it doesn't matter if the band, like with the Eagles, it doesn't matter that Glenn Frey's dead.
Yeah.
They'll just have a hologram. I mean, they have enough performance video of him, or there's AI. They could just have him recreated and be playing right along with the band.
Because they first did this with Tupac. When they first revealed this technology, everyone was like blown away. And they have done a lot of like this work with this kind of thing. So I think at some point in time, you're going to have, concerts being brought back, people brought back from the dead as holograms. And they're just going to play these concerts, and people are going to pay to see them. And in a way, I kind of think it's cheating. It's cheating.
Why is it cheating?
You're not really seeing the band. You're basically just watching a screen.
Yeah.
And hearing them play
when you go to a movie.
I understand that, but this is different. Like when you pay to go to a concert, you're going to see the band perform live. What you're seeing is not really a band performing live. What you're seeing is essentially a projection,
a real band.
But it's not a real band. It's a hologram. It's a hologram.
But if they have real people playing the instruments, and then the headliner, like in this case, if it was Frank Zappa just in the as a hologram, you don't think that'd be worth it?
I feel like I would be wasting money, to be honest with you. I really would. And you know what this is? This reeks of more of the nostalgia that the world has like fallen into. We're all about nostalgia nowadays. Going back
the good old days.
You know, hey, let's recreate this movie series or this television series that was on 20 years ago. Remember that? Remember back when life was simpler? I get it. Today is like a freaking messed up place, and you have all these rules, social rules you have to follow now, and it sucks. But at the same time, like I don't know, man. I would want to miss the actual person. I don't want to pay to go watch a projection sing at me.
See, I would go. I'd go in a heartbeat.
Really?
I think that, and I think that they're going to at some point, because right now I bet you it looks a lot like a hologram when you watch it. So you're going, oh, that's a hologram of Frank Zappa.
Yeah, because if you actually look at the way that, I mean, this was years ago, but if you actually look at the way that Tupac's hologram it looks like a hologram.
But they're going to, you combine that with the animatronics that you see at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a time when it's going to, Frank Zappa's just going to walk out on stage and you're going to be like, holy crap, that looks just like Frank Zappa.
Right.
Or you go the Journey route and you find the what's his name? Steve Perry. Yeah, Steve Perry lookalike.
Right.
You find it, although he's a little miniature kind of lookalike, but you still, he from a distance, if you're sitting in the nosebleed seats like I was when I saw them, it's like, damn, that's Steve Perry. Yeah. He sounds just like him. So you either find somebody that looks just like him, or you bring back, after they're dead, you bring back the in holographic and animatronic form, and it's like seeing the real thing for the first time.
I would say that it's. I mean, here's the. It would be neat to see a couple times, like just how the holograms work, and it'd be interesting. I think that it would wear off though, because again, you're not actually seeing the star; you're just seeing a projection, an animation of that star doing his thing or her thing, whatever. What I would like to see from this technology, however, would be really cool, is if you had a band utilize the technology to like essentially play out a story during their concert.
Right.
Something that like could interact with the holograms, different things coming on and basically just giving you a really dazzling show, almost like a Broadway spectacle, but instead it's an animation that's playing on the stage with the actual band. I think that would be cool to see. That'd be like Cirque du Soleil, but like without all the weirdness. I would like that.
With all the weirdness.
Without all the weirdness.
Are you talking about is it Zoomanity? Not Zoomanity.
Is that the one with like
it's the sex one?
Yeah, the sex one.
Did you see that one?
We almost went to go see it in Vegas.
Why didn't you see it?
We just decided because we were talking to people and they were like, the shows are great, but they're overpriced for what you get.
No, they're not.
Really?
Nah. Who told you that?
Like multiple people in Vegas.
Who? People that you knew?
People who work and live there.
Okay, you're talking to people who work and live there. Of course, they're going to say that. No, the shows. Granted, some of them me.
Wait, did you see Zoomanity?
Yeah, I've seen Zoomanity. I've seen.
What did you think?
It was great.
Really?
Oh yeah, Zoom.
Is it as like whoa as you?
Yes.
Like it's like not. I mean, because a Cirque du Soleil show is a whoa thing. But
yes,
I mean, like,
it's amazing.
But in this case, was Zoomanity like super raunchy? Like
it's not raunchy. It's
like women dancing
sexy.
around. Yeah.
But I mean, that's Vegas. I mean, there's topless reviews. Well, actually, not so much anymore.
Why?
Hashtag me too. Hello. Women,
we can't have any fun nowadays.
Women are just sex objects. At least that's what they say. No, the Zoomanity's good. Mystere is good. Trying to think of what are the other Cirque shows. It's amazing that these people.
Ka is good.
Ka is good.
The Cirque. The Chris Angel. Didn't Chris Angel have something like a Cirque du Soleil show?
His was not Cirque du Soleil. Obviously, it was the Chris Angel. Believe.
I thought he paired with Cirque du Soleil or something.
Oh,
like
he
that.
may have.
Like a long time ago.
His show I've not seen, and I haven't seen the Beatles one. The Beatles,
it's good.
But all the other ones I've seen, O and Ka are my favorite.
It's amazing to watch these human beings. It is. Remember a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, we talked about the fact that human beings are capable of amazing things.
For sure.
And then there's guys that have sex with horses. but these are human beings doing things that it's like, holy crap! How can you get your body in that position and then fly through the air and then catch the other human? It's amazing to watch these.
And the other one that's
acrobat.
my favorite is La Rev, but that's not a Cirque show.
No, but it's
kind of like where it's done in the water and you said the theater is in the round.
Yeah,
and the pool is in the middle. Phenomenal.
Oh, I'm sorry that you didn't. Yeah, you don't listen to them. Those people, locals in Vegas.
Look, if you've never spent that kind of money on a show, you need to at least do it once, just so you can say I've seen it.
There was one that we were about ready. It was called Absinthe, and apparently that's like the greatest show running right now in Vegas is Absinthe. And they even people who live there were like, yeah, you got to see that if you see anything. We ended up not seeing it because it was super expensive. It's like $200 a ticket.
And you have to talk to the Tobys before you go out there. Because they live out there and they can advise you.
The Tobes.
But yeah, the Cirque shows are good. And I am thankful that I decided to spend the money on Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah,
when I did years ago, because it was an amazing show. And of course, then after that, the Tiger, ate Roy, and then they were done. Yeah. Although they do occasionally show back up just to wave and stuff. But no, those shows out there are amazing. And that that is where most likely, I mean, that's where you'd see hologram shows really find a true home.
Right.
In Vegas, because they would be able to afford to build the theater around it and have all the best technology. Blue Man Group, have you seen them?
No, my dad has. He said they're amazing.
Blue Man Group is, I don't know how to describe it because they don't talk. It's these guys dressed up all in blue with blue faces, and they hit PVC pipes.
Yeah. They actually released an album, which was
amazing.
Good.
It's amazing.
It was actually good because they worked with like musical artists and stuff like that, like stars. And some of the stuff that they came out with was actually really catchy, really fun to listen to.
Oh, it's a great show. It's just hard to describe exactly what it is.
Yeah,
because it really isn't. It's a genre in
we need to go
performance
back to Vegas.
art. Oh yeah,
we need to go back to Vegas.
I don't like what they've done to the Strip. I don't like that they've turned it into New York. We didn't need another New York, and that's what the.
What was it before that?
Low slung buildings, a couple of not really high rises, but 14, 15 stories, and I was going to say Adobe. It's stucco, not Adobe, but stucco is more of a desert town, and now it's more of a glass menagerie. And it's just,
I can agree with that. I will say this: when I first went to Vegas, before I went to Vegas, I thought, I'm not going to be that impressed with it. It seems like an artificial town. And then I get there, and it really is a magical place. Like, maybe I'm just feeling good about it because I went there and won money. But I don't know. I feel like I could definitely like hang out there a lot.
It would get old. I mean, if you were there every day, obviously it would get old.
Oh, for sure.
Doc lived there for a number of years and was on the radio there. And as a local, you don't hang out on the Strip, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, when I lived in Nashville, I never went to the Grand Ole Opry.
Right.
But it's a different atmosphere. It's a show town. Now, here's the thing: when Lake Mead, if they don't get some serious snowfall out there, and Lake Mead doesn't get, did you go out to the dam?
No.
What the hell did you do?
We did a lot of gambling, and
bet you did, if you know what I'm saying.
Did a little
All right.
troublemaking.
Oh, you have to see the dam and
yeah.
Wow.
I think because they say that 2 or 3 days in Vegas is enough. But I kind of wonder.
You know what? It takes more than that to destroy your reputation. If you really want to take a sledgehammer to your reputation, you need to spend a good week there.
Yeah.
You need to go to the pool at the Stratosphere, the naked pool.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah. You need to go to the dam. You need to go on the big Ferris wheel. You need to bungee jump off the side of the Stratosphere Tower.
I would like to do that.
That's Insanity, which, by the way, is the name of one of the rides up there. There's all kinds of things you can do in Vegas that aren't gambling. And you go out to Red Rock Canyon.
Yeah.
Oh, Vegas is an amazing place. It's
But
my
Nevada,
hometown.
I mean, I've been in Nevada before, but not the Las Vegas. And I got to tell you, Nevada's beautiful. Like, it is.
Is Nevada
gorgeous?
Is Nevada close to Nevada?
Nevada?
Is it
Nevada?
Is it real close to Nevada?
Yeah, actually, I think depending on what universe you're in, they're in the same spot.
Yeah.
But
just checking.
It borders with California because there's that lake, that giant lake.
That'd be Lake Mead.
No.
Which?
Lake Tahoe.
No, that's Reno.
What?
Vegas? Oh, you're talking about the
No,
states.
just Nevada.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking in
because in California, they border each other, and Lake Tahoe is there. And I got to tell you, that area, you go up to the top of Mount Heavenly nearby, and you just look out.
Ski Heavenly.
Oh, my God.
I miss snow skiing.
Dude.
The good old days.
Man, I still to this day have not seen a better look. Like, postcards don't ever do it justice.
No.
Postcards just fail. You get to the top of that, and you're like, oh, God is real. That's how beautiful it is.
Speaking of beautiful.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the gun box. If you haven't been to thegunbox.com to find some sexy and effective storage for your gun, for your weapon, if you haven't done that yet, you need to do it. It's safe storage with quick access because let's put it, I mean, if you can have the best looking gun safe in the world, if it's not easy to get into, go ahead and insert your joke there. Go ahead, yeah. It's hot looking and not easy to get into. What good is it?
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, I like to work a little bit. I don't want it to be too easy.
Right.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, sure. That works. If you need to be able to get to your gun as quickly as possible in case you need it. So, you can if the keypad is your thing, if you like remembering 16259, and you can do that if in times of stress, man, your brain goes, numbers. Most people don't. You just want to have a quick way. The RFID, either the card or there's a ring you can wear. There are other ways to do it. The fingerprint access. There's all kinds of ways to get into it if you know how and if you have, obviously, the combination. The other side to the equation of the gun box is the fact that it is damn near impossible to get in through any other means. And I mean like with a sledgehammer or driving over it with a car or a truck, because that's how they developed this thing.
That's right, Brad. The only way to get into a gun box is if you have the right touch.
Yes. And see, here's the irony, because you don't even really have to touch it to get into it. You can just get close to it, and it opens up.
Because, see, the whole thing about a gun box is it's really just for you.
Yes, it is.
At the end of the day. And it only opens up for you, to your touch, to your command, if that's what you're into.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Such a bad.
I like that. I like where you're going with that.
I was trying to go somewhere a little sexy with it.
We did decide that sooner or later, and maybe by the year 2022, Matlock will have gotten us a gun box for the studio. He's working on it.
It's going
to take him a little time. But go to thegunbox.com and you can find all of the models. You'll find the 2.0 that looks great on the night side table, the nightstand. You'll find the Echo, which if you're traveling, if you're, I wouldn't recommend taking a gun to Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't do that. Hey, quick intro. Leprechaun.
Thegunbox.com.
Yeah, gunbox.com, folks. Go check it out.
Yeah, what were you about to say about
It'll
Leprechaun?
open for you. Leprechaun, if you are, because he whenever Leprechaun gives us the mist innuendo bells and stuff like that, he actually leaves us an audio, and it's a really awesome sounding audio. And I want to play it, but I have to get it in sooner because I just want to make sure that we have enough time.
Okay. Do you want me to? You want to wrap this up now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no! It is 5 minutes in.
Oh, that'll give you enough time.
All right. Yeah.
Let's wrap this thing
Let's
up.
do it.
What do you mean it's let's go?
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. The train horn means it is the end of Doc Thompson's Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today, shall we?
Let's do that.
We learned that the new MoJo coffee creamer will make you feel like you've been bored again.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. We found that it's more than entertaining watching Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez discover that a vacuum cleaner makes noise. Oh, you missed the part about the garbage disposal. Go back and listen to the first hour of the program.
I keep seeing that video all over Twitter, and I really want to watch it.
She's trolling. There's no doubt she's trolling. And we also learned that hot and sexy and not easy to get into is frustrating.
That's right.
Unless you're talking about the gun box. If you know what I'm saying. And I think, are we keeping you up in there, Ron? Because Ron's in there yawning.
Negative.
We bored the crap out of Ron.
It was a late night, brother.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was.
The Brandon Morse from RedState.com. What, if anything, did you learn today?
I learned that fake Joe Biden is probably more likely to get elected than real Joe Biden.
Let me think. Yep. Hold on a second. I think that deserves one of these.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I learned that, yes, actually, that is an alligator in your yoga pants. You're not very happy to see me.
That's true.
There is something reptilian about the inside of a girl's pants. Let's say that.
Remember, Punta Gorda means alligator's head.
That's right, buddy. That's right, buddy.
In Spanish.
What
if anything the jackholes learned today?
Okay, so we actually do have Leprechaun actually did give us the count, but he didn't give us the audio of it.
Well, that could be a big problem if we're going to play the audio.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of an important thing for you to have the audio.
I would like to have the audio.
Play
he
the
usually
audio.
has audio for us, but I don't see it right now. But anyway, he says that the bell count for today was 8 Miss Innuendo bells.
Hold on.
19 actual bells. 0 horns. And 4 AOC guitar solos.
Hold on.
Yeah, boy.
a totally different.
Backyard Cow said, I have received word through a friend about Lusty Jewel Hole. She was laying low during MoJoCon and had just this statement. I'm not open.
I'm not what?
I'm not open.
Yes, she is.
Have you seen her?
What's the point?
She's pretty open.
Have you seen the mouth on that thing?
Oh.
She's pretty open for business at all times.
That was disgusting, Ron.
Steve Dunny said, Brad is going back for more milk.
No, I don't have to. I have it right here.
Snarkazard, the jackhole Pokemon, also known as Peekapool.
You know what? We should put a nipple on this bottle. It's
You really
that good.
should. That would be hysterical.
I mean, it'd be easy to squirt it into the coffee that way. Right? I'm not sucking on it. You suck on it.
I'm not sucking on
it's not
that.
What you get. It's not what you get out of it. It's what you
where
put.
it'll take you.
Yes, exactly.
Snarkazard, the Peekapool, said, you have to assemble the puzzle to see what's in the puzzle. Nancy Pelosi, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Leprechaun 420 said that Brandon Morse is truly trying to channel Tom Sawyer.
Tom who?
Tom Sawyer.
Who's that?
Today's Tom Sawyer.
Oh, today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That would be
Geddy
Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Journey. Yeah. That was a Journey reference, Brad.
That would be Rush.
Rush. Sorry.
Rush reference.
Not Journey.
They're
Rush.
millennial.
That'd be. Wow, I just went. I was like, man, I know things about stuff. No, I don't know anything. I'm stupid.
And now,
Steve Perry.
That was horrible.
There you go.
Steve Perry and Rush.
That'll show me.
Wow. That was close.
Rush, not. You know what's funny? I don't know why I was thinking of Journey at that point in time. I knew it was Rush. But I said Journey, and I don't know why now.
By the way, Rush has retired. Geddy Lee and the guys, there is no more Rush.
But the holograms are coming soon.
Right? The holograms are coming soon.
I would actually pay to see Rush's concert if they could actually play out a lot of their songs, because their songs are stories.
Yes, they are stories.
I would love to see a Rush concert hologram.
Geddy Lee can't hit the high notes anymore. By the way, we'll get to those new numbers on procrastination as soon as Doc Thompson returns from his Florida vacation. In the meantime, your Daily Mojos are on Phillips production if he stays awake long enough to do it. Wherever you go, whatever you do, live by the 5 rules. You'll get a shot at being right and being happy. Good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are!
Pass the creamer. I'm ready for some more.